messed with the political and economic tides.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can personalize your term. We offer 8-year to 30-year mortgages and everything in between. Grab your mortgage statement and give us a call.
Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah.
So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. First show of the week, last show that we're doing live before Christmas. Yes, we have the day off tomorrow for Christmas Eve, but it's just, I think today, myself and Eddie Bader here. I like that shirt you're wearing.
You like that?
Yeah.
Santa liked it too. Actually got a picture of me.
Why don't you say, ask your mom if I'm
Ask
real?
your mom if I'm real. Yeah.
And it's him winking. Yeah. All right. I like that. That's wholesome.
Yes, I thought so. And I forget. I wear stupid stuff like this, and then I get out in public and went, why aren't people staring at me? What's your problem? I look at my shirt.
Yeah, people are like, you're a grown man.
Right. I get a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah, but aren't you glad? Because we were talking off mic that, there's good things and bad things. It seems to be heightened during the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
But aren't you glad you never became that miserable fool who had to always be suited and booted in a cheap suit and in shoes that didn't fit and go sit in a cubicle every day, all day?
I couldn't do it. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when you were working you still work your tail off, but you know what I mean. When you're slaving away at Hyundai, you didn't have to put on the suit and be as fake as I think. I don't think I could have done the fake route.
No, and the opportunities come like that through life, and you're like, oh, this is what I always wanted. I get out, and then you're like, it's not me.
Right, you could have been regional manager for Icy Company, son.
Well, it was, but anyway, that's just.
I'm sorry. Did you have to wear a suit?
Oh no! No. Are you kidding? The last. This is what's sad. The last job I had to really dress up for, I was a manager at a record store, and they made us
dress up.
Yeah, you had to wear a tie, but it's 80s, so you wear the skinny tie, or 90s.
Okay,
you wear the skinny tie
at a record shop.
Yeah, and I remember, man, we'd come in, and people would come in. We're talking death metal, and I'm tied up here, and
yeah. Every time I have to get suited up for like going down to the State House or some political thing, I'm like, this doesn't feel like me.
It's very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
And I see why it's become the uniform. Because it honestly does not matter how fat or skinny you are. Everybody is equalized. Men tend to be equalized by the suit.
Yeah, the only thing you can do different is maybe a tie. Only thing that make you stand out a little bit.
Well, and I mean, I knew one guy where his tie and collar, he wore a lot of bow ties, but and there were actual bow ties, not clip-ons.
Wow.
And the tie and collar, whether he was wearing a bow tie or a regular tie, was always perfection. Like it was perfectly standing up, like proportional. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Well, he finally explained it to me. They're all separable collars.
Oh, really?
That he irons out the separable collar, then it clips around, so it's just this big sturdy collar you can throw a tie on. And I'm like,
that's pretty cool.
I don't think I could do that every day.
No, not every day.
But there are little tricks to the trade in that regard. You can get a little fancy with a little pendant or pocket square.
Yeah. Or you could be a realtor and just wear Crocs and shorts.
Yeah, but once you join that world, you don't really want to stand out. No. It's like, give me the blue suit with the light blue tie, or give me the black with the black and the white shirt, and let's go and do this thing. We're not special. We're just trying to get the job done here. I'm just glad I didn't go down that road, because that's that corporate world. I know there are a lot of people that have run away from it, and it's not, it's not me. Do you see the Bitcoin is down to $93,000 now?
I saw earlier it was 94 the other day, I think. Over the weekend, maybe Friday, but
Oh no.
Somebody like me, I just say, okay.
I double checked before election day. It was 69,000, which is like nice.
Yeah.
As Elon said, the prophecy has been fulfilled.
Honestly, though, I bought it while we were in here one day. That last time I bought was like $250, $300. It's almost doubled that value.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not worried. And everybody
no complaint.
freaking out. It's like, calm down. It's Christmas. It always has a little bit of a sell-off during Christmas. And as Austin Branco said, with normal like portfolios, people tend to, if they're looking to sell off, tend to sell off before the end of the year.
But if
I think this applies to crypto and Bitcoin holdings.
If I wanted to buy my grandson a Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
where would I go get one of those, Joey?
Like Kraken or Coinbase?
I mean, you got something local. I can just pick one up and have it gift wrapped.
No, I mean, where else do you go for local stuff?
Like that?
Yeah.
Interwebs.
Yeah. Like local stuff is kind of our sponsors, like, you know, mechanics
Great food.
and restaurants,
Yes.
like food and like all the contractors you need.
Yeah.
Like and services you need. That's the local stuff. But when it comes to like electronics, I mean, I guess Cohen's makes a difference because of their service.
Yep. Their service is the best.
And especially the big ticket items, you want to know it's installed well. But most of the time I find myself going to Amazon, just like, well, it's quicker.
It's quicker. Well, honestly, though, it's a convenience factor, too. I don't, just like Christmas shopping this weekend, I think we got out Saturday. The stores weren't very crowded. Traffic was god awful.
Yeah, it
but
was
traffic's
bad.
when I said, why am I doing this? I should just go on Amazon, 3 clicks, and I'm done. Oh, yeah, they got that strike going on.
Right.
Can't guarantee delivery
Right.
before Christmas.
Yeah, so
That's why I'm
Amazon's
the
out.
crap. Yeah.
Now we're at East Chase.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but here we are.
It's just in misery.
Just go to the back of Kohl's. They have all the novelty gifts there.
Exactly. Somebody I was talking to yesterday said they took them 45 minutes to get out of East Chase.
Yeah,
to
I
get
avoided
out.
it. I purposely went and did, before the show, did all my usual weekend errand shopping on Friday morning.
Smart move.
Yeah, just so I didn't have to even mess with East
Yeah,
Chase.
Smart.
And
move.
if you can't tell, folks, my give a damn, I'm already on vacation. I'm already at that point. I tried to start my day off normal,
Yeah.
like go work out.
Oh, yeah, your routine.
Yeah, and I booked a particular room because I don't want to give away too much. I'm not trying to give the place a bad
Wait,
name.
though. What? You booked a particular room.
Yeah. I
Let's
do
start
yoga.
there.
And,
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
you reserved room. So it's not like
yeah,
an
you
open-
reserve it. It's like 24 hours, but you reserve it.
Oh, okay.
And I walk in, and the place is packed. I'm like, what, right before Christmas?
Everybody's getting ready.
And I'm late
New Year.
because I was supposed to get there at 8:15 and have one at 8:15 and another class at 9. Booked both.
Mm-hmm.
And the bed felt so good this morning, and it's like 30-something degrees outside.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like, well, I'll go to 9 still. And I get there like right at 9. Didn't even have time to heat the thing up. And I see these 2 big old women getting into the sauna. Excuse me, I already said it. But I booked 2 big old women. Now, I mean, I'm sure they're lovely ladies, but I'm like, I ain't going to fit in there. There's not room for a third. Plus, I stink.
Joey, 2 women.
So I went home. It was a sign that Joey doesn't need to work out today. The big old women have already
See,
taken my spot.
Other guys would have taken that as a sign.
Yeah.
There's twice the chances I can get a phone
Right.
number now. There's 2 women in there.
Oh, it's like that 90s Dance It, Call on Me, that video.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
That's a good way to get kicked out and told not to come back again. So I guess it was a sign when
Maybe you made the right
when
move,
I
dude.
saw the big old women. I had a slight moment of frustration and anger.
Yeah.
And then I went, you know what? It's Christmas. They're doing me a favor. This is a sign, seeing those big old women in my spot,
I see.
that I need to go on.
Now, did
carry on with
did
my
you tell
day.
them ladies Merry Christmas?
I didn't. I said Merry Christmas to the owner. I said Merry Christmas to the
Excellent.
ladies, and I
Okay.
got out of there.
Probably a good move.
I wasn't. No reason to make a scene.
And
It's
it
like-
would have just messed up other people's holiday as well.
right. Right.
Good move. Good
They,
move. Joey.
plus, they need to work out more than me. 272-9228. Though I still need to work on it. Man, I've been eating like crazy this holiday season.
Really?
Yeah.
I seen a video last night, deep fried, I sent it to Craig, deep fried red velvet cake.
Yummy.
It looked amazing. I've never had it.
Kind of oil. Like
I think it
peanut
was
oil.
had to be a peanut oil. It was very clear, so it had to be a peanut oil.
Hmm.
But man, it looked, and when it came out, they put all this other drizzle on top.
Ooh.
It looked amazing.
Ooh.
So that we missed out on Christmas carnivals. We could have had that kind of food. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Well, did you see the whole, I guess, person driving through the Christmas market?
Yeah, man.
Turns out the guy was apparently ex-Muslim, and he thought the German government was secretly working with the Saudi government to help spread radical Islam. It honestly, the more you see the post, you're like, it's just another guy out of his mind.
It's crazy going crazy.
Yes,
That's what it
crazy
is.
on top of
Yeah,
crazy. And it's horrifying, absolutely awful. Did you see Kathy Hochul, Merry Christmas, They had a scheduled tweet or post on X where she is on the subway in New York.
Right.
Governor of New York. It's
Right.
like, woo-hoo-hoo, I'm not a witch. I love Christmas and our subways are safe. Look at all the work we've done. The very same day, a woman is set on fire in the New York
someone that
subway.
had been deported.
I started watching the video clips and
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
couldn't
doing
do
it.
it.
I'm not doing it. This is awful.
I
How
started
is this
watching
going on
as
in New
well.
York City?
But she could have taken that down. As of yesterday afternoon, she had not even taken that down.
Yeah, you
Can
did
be
not make the
further out of
subway
touch?
safe.
No. And the guy that did all this, they've been arrested, but he was actually deported under Trump.
Right.
So I'm just ready for it to. I'm ready for Trump to come back.
Of course, also in the unwholesome category, which is most of politics, the ethics report on Matt Gaetz has been released.
So how did
And
that,
he's spending most of his day this morning tweeting, saying, actually, here's the deposition where you're claiming this is
bet.
prostitution and trafficking. They themselves said it in the deposition. It wasn't. And so he's continuing to fight this, and there's a scheme afoot.
Hmm.
Matt Gaetz, I think, still has opportunity to go join the new Congress.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the idea is he joins it for like a day or two.
Mhm.
He then files a special motion to release
Everybody's.
all
I want it
ethics
all.
violations complaints.
I want it all because I guarantee you Matt Gaetz will be the least ones we're concerned about.
Yes.
Guarantee.
Oh, there's a huge slush fund too,
Yes.
especially during the Me Too era, and even
Yeah.
before that was a thing.
Did you get to vote on that? I didn't get to vote on it. I had no say in that. They just did that for themselves.
I mean, and what was it? Hastert was caught with children.
Yep.
Isn't it interesting how that's not brought up a lot?
Hey, what about the congresswoman that was found in the
Oh,
memory lost hospital?
she was missing for 6 months.
6 months.
And it turns out, she was in assisted living with dementia.
Again, it doesn't matter if you're Democrats or Republicans. They're pulling a scam on us.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, and see, like, there's plenty of wonderful Christmas stuff we could get to. But the more I look at the politics, I'm like, man, I thought this was the most wonderful time of the year, but, well, some stuff's pretty wholesome. Like Trump still wants Greenland.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah, he does.
That's pretty good.
He had announced the ambassador to Denmark, which I think has control of Greenland, and he said it is vital the U.S. wants Greenland. And
There's-
also,
It's strategic, Joey. We must have it.
yeah, and also, Trump wants the Panama Canal back.
Okay, I've been wanting that for a while. We paid for that. I don't know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans died building that.
Right.
Jimmy Carter's
Sold it to him for $1.
for $1. He gave it to him. Just call
Yeah.
it what it is. And now the Chinese run it and make the money off of it.
It's nuts.
So yeah, I'm all about take it back.
Yeah, and the Panamanian government said, oh, no way you're going to do this. And then Trump just posted another photo of an American ship on the Panama Canal with the American flag over the horizon sunset, saying, look at the American canal, folks.
Exactly.
So Trump's throwing out some fun stuff.
Good.
I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Rob Schneider spoke at this big event Turning Point USA did
Yeah.
put on. It was good. Matt Gaetz spoke at that event. So did Teddy Cruz and all sorts of folks. So
I
we can
heard,
get to some of that.
I heard Rob say, unlike Oprah Winfrey, I'm doing this for free.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, he also had other ones about, we might as well just jump in on this. Truly wholesome on a Christmas Eve, right?
Okay.
Rob Schneider, he got a lot of digs in. You're right. At Oprah, at a lot of Democrats, but he in particular got one in on Vladimir Zelensky.
Zelensky is obviously a cokehead. All the signs are there. You give him $1 billion, the next week he's broke.
Yeah.
He's always wearing the same dirty T-shirt that Sean Penn gave him. He's always saying delusional shit like...
Okay. Yeah, I thought there would be stuff I'd have to dump. Oh, but it is, people are having fun, at least in conservative world. And then in Democrat world, there's a lot of soul searching.
Oh?
Even Cenk Younger of the Young Turks showed up at this, America Fest with Charlie Kirk and sat down with him, saying, yeah, I've been waiting for Republicans to boo Dick Cheney. I'm like, interesting, this, unity populist party thing going on. But John Fetterman giving interviews, Joe Manchin giving interviews, a lot of soul searching in the rags of Axios and Politico. So there's plenty we can get to today.
Saw Fetterman's little comment. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think John Fetterman's going to be president one day.
Has he been healed?
Yeah.
I mean, Remember when he went away, he was not in a good state.
No, he was not.
But
He could
since-
barely speak.
Right, but since he's come back,
Especially once he did that little trip to Walter Reed.
yeah, I mean, he's spitting logic now, and I'm wondering, has he been healed?
I wonder who did what to him.
Whatever it took. Can we get another one to go in there?
So there's plenty we can get to today, folks. 272-9228, though, if you want to get in on the show, you could be talking about Christmas traditions, Christmas memories, what you're looking to do this Christmas. You can kvetch and kick things around with us on the latest in politics as well. Before we get into all that, this part of the program brought to you by Sweet Creek Farm Market. And this is what we mean when we were talking local before. You can't buy the stuff at Sweet Creek like on the internet. That just doesn't exist. Nor would you want it to exist. That would be dystopian. No, if you actually want fresh produce,
right?
If you actually want Alabama-made goods, special Alabama-made goods that are hard to find, unique jellies, jams, and preservatives, classics that you hadn't seen forever, you're not going to find that at Publix or online or whatever. No, go to Sweet Creek Farm Market. They're just 2 miles south of Taylor Road on Highway 231. And if you get by there, be sure to find Reed Ingram and say, hey, I heard about y'all on this radio show, that Joey Clark and Eddie Bader show. So their hours for Christmas, they're closing December the 24th at 1 p.m. So at Christmas Eve tomorrow, they close at 1 p.m.
Okay.
So you can get some shopping done in the morning.
Get a pie.
They'll be reopening at 9 a.m. on the 26th, the very next day after Christmas.
So closed on Christmas.
And you can get by there today. Go get a award-winning coffee from their award-winning cafe or some lunch. Again, the baked goods to die for, like the hubcap-sized cookies. Or I'm looking at Sweet Creek Lane cake. It's like a layered cake with all sorts of stuff going on. I don't even know what that is.
I really enjoy a layered cake.
But it's a Lane cake. Look at that.
Holy cow.
What is all that? Looks delicious.
Definitely.
And they, of course, have the largest selection of locally grown pecans, roasted and salted, honey roasted, classic praline chocolate, honey baked, creamy white chocolate pecans. And again, they have those unique and hard to find gifts, including many Alabama made products. So check out Sweet Creek today. Again, just south of Taylor Road on Highway 231. Find Reed Ingram. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. And hey, say Merry Christmas too, Reed. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
What up,
Hello,
dog?
Eric. How are you?
How y'all doing?
I'm all right. I'm just seeing that Coach Tuberville's heading up the Make America Healthy Again caucus.
He's going to make us run laps, ain't he?
Yeah.
Just give that to RFK and let's be done with that.
Wait, you don't want to eat better and work out more, big boy?
Well, until they start making better food that I have access to, there's really no point, right? I mean, maybe if we can get some of those things that are carcinogenic that the FDA can maybe start saying that they're not allowed to put in our food, maybe we can get healthier without having to try so hard to eat natural. Okay, it's a lot. And Joey,
have you been sucking on some red number 5 here or something, man?
Yes. Yes.
And
What I
that
like to do is
sigh,
go in
it
the
sounded
booth.
like you're lifting a little bit there. Like,
I was just in the paint booth and
It was the paint. Okay.
I
Came out for some air.
turned the fans off. It was important, okay? I could do scientific studies to see how many cubic feet per second an air booth will actually move.
Yes, you need that. You need to measure that downflow.
I'm going to get that. Joey, it seems to me like you missed out a few key opportunities since we're talking about health to expand your physique. I mean, it seems to me like you had a clear opportunity to take your WWE belt into that gym that you were in, with the one with the mistletoe, and put that on, and then present yourself in front of the sauna with your javelin, and you get to try out track and field, and you get to try out your horticulture.
This is a place that says, there's a sign that says, men, please keep your shirts on. Be considerate to your female.
I can appreciate a sign like that in the
patrons.
gym as a bigger guy.
As a bigger guy?
As a bigger guy, I can appreciate that. Sign.
Yeah, no, like that would be the worst. As soon as I saw those big old women, I'm like, it's a sign for me to leave.
Well, either that or there's a Dunkin' Donuts close. You never can tell.
There
what that sign
actually
really
is. Turn around.
There were no booths available.
And they say profiling doesn't work. Look at us. All right, y'all. Well, Merry Christmas. Love y'all. I hope y'all have a fantastic holiday.
Merry Christmas, dog.
Merry Christmas,
y'all.
man.
See you, brother.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Man, I need to go get that cake at Sweet Creek.
That looks really good.
Good. It looks real
It had a lot
tasty.
going on there. It really looked like it needed some of my help.
Yeah, man. You got any big plans for Christmas?
I think Christmas Day we're going to my mother-in-law's, hang out for her for a little bit, eat some of her delicious food, then try to put
sound
myself
so
into
excited.
it. Yeah, well, I'm trying to put myself into a food coma and then just chill out. That's the plan. We're going to see the grandkids tonight, enjoy Christmas with them.
Okay, nice.
So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to just some quiet time.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, guys. Feliz Navidad, Eric. Always enjoy your talk. So, I'm making it through the holidays without gaining any weight, guys.
That's
I'm
good,
telling
brother.
you. I'm down 40 pounds, and I'm headed to, I hope, 55 or 60 even. But I had a long way down, too. I was at 265 at my top weight. There.
Damn, son.
So, yeah, I know, right? It was bad, real bad. So,
Well, me just getting up to like 230, near 240, I realized how tough it was to just tie my shoes. Like,
no, yeah. Then,
Never noticed.
Yeah, you have to grunt a lot.
Or slip-ons.
yeah, there's a lot of sounds like,
I thought I was just thinking better. I just changed shoes. I got slip-ons now.
That's
what we did.
Don't have to tie up Crocs.
That's right. Thought we
Yeah.
progressed.
Now you're talking. Look, I'm not going to give up my slip-ons. They're just a lot more comfortable. That's
Yes.
just the facts, you know. So, but I watched some of those speeches, and I saw Tucker Carlson giving his little, whatever it was, hour-long part. What is it? Conservative Coalition or whatever it was.
It was America Fest. It's Turning Point Action. I think it's Charlie Kirk's organization.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, Joey, now he said some things that really kind of like, I'm right about this. And I am telling you, the Democrat Party, as we have known it for the last 60 years, is DEAD dead. Tucker Carlson as much as said so, and I believe he's right. They're going to have to rebrand themselves and, reorganize. By the time Trump and the coalition he's got put together get through with the Democrats, they ain't going to be in charge of nothing. I am telling you, the gospel jubilee right there. I never thought I would see the day, but it is happening right before. Now the body hadn't been buried. I mean, it's kind of like Weekend at Bernie's. They got it propped up and dressed and got some sunglasses on it. But I'm telling you, they're in a bad way and worse off than they are willing to admit at this point. Why is that wrong?
No, you're right. I've actually got, of all places, Politico has a write-up. Let me read it real quick, a little bit of it. Democrats conducting postmortems on their sweeping losses in 2024 are finding more reason for alarm, and the problem isn't just Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. In a trio of focus groups, even voters who previously backed Democrats cast the party as weak and overly focused on diversity and elites. This is according to some progressive research group. When asked to compare the Democratic Party to an animal, one participant compared the party to an ostrich because they've got their heads in the sand, are absolutely committed to their own ideas even when they're failing. Another likened them to koalas who are complacent and lazy about getting policy wins that we really need. Democrats, another said, are not a friend of the working class anymore. And that sums it up.
Yeah.
So, it's real bad for them, and I'm not sorry at all. They allowed themselves to be totally taken over by the extreme end of their party, and they are unapologetic about anything and not going to go away. Can't compromise with them. Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin proved that, in spades, that they cannot be talked down off of the, out of their high horse. They just can't be dealt with. And so, as far as the Democrat Party is concerned, they used to be named the Progressive Party. I don't know if y'all know that or not. And they changed because it had become so bad. The term Progressive Party had become so, such a terrible name. They had corrupted themselves so badly. They renamed themselves the Democrat Party. So are they going to go back to the Progressive Party? Something like that is going to happen, though. Mark my words.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go with progressive because not everybody who says they're progressive is a communist. But if you were a closeted communist working for Stalin for decades, you definitely called yourself a progressive.
Right. Well, I agree. The term progressive is no better than Democrat to me. But a lot of people just, they're maybe more have better appeal for that. But they're going to have to rename themselves. It'll be something else. And they're going to have to rebuild their coalition. So who knows what it's going to be.
Well, and my hope out of this is the death of the Democratic Party here in America. Well, we'll see how dead they are. They could be quite zombified, I'd imagine. But let's assume they are DEAD. Maybe it has ripple effects to places like Canada, like the UK, maybe even that prison colony in Australia.
Already is. Look at what's happening over in Germany. Italy,
France.
The
government's collapsed.
I promise you it's going to happen in the UK because they're sick and tired. I mean, they've gone full on, 1930s Germany in UK now. They're not even allowing elections in, their rural areas anymore, or trying to stop it anyway. Canada, the same thing. Australia, boy, they need to come up in big time. All of these so-called progressives, all these, world, the new world order folks. Lord knows they have been begging for it for years, and I hope to goodness they're all going to get it. All right, guys. Well, listen, Merry Christmas. Y'all have a good one.
Merry Christmas, man.
I'll be talking to y'all on the flip side, all right?
Merry Christmas, Papa B.
Merry Christmas. 272-9228. I got to hit a quick break here, but that's the number to dial, 334-272-9228. We're treating this like a Friday, kind of anywhere you want to go. There's plenty in the news we'll catch up on, but might have to tell a little Christmas story that'll come out as an op-ed.
All right.
At 1819. It's not much of an op-ed. It's more a short story based on true event. But I wanted a little slice of life, Christmas past that I think it's wholesome. Not a usual thing for me. I try occasionally. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
At AMS Studios this holiday season, we are giving the gift of relaxation and renewal of the mind, body, and spirit with a one-size-fits-all option. A gift certificate is perfect for even the hardest to shop for, and we have a menu with services fit for all. For the creature of comfort, we offer massage and pampering facials. For the skin-savvy, medical-grade skincare and treatments, plus so much more. Look at our holiday gift certificate specials on Facebook at AMS Studios and find us Monday through Saturday in downtown Prattville.
Put the power of Action 8 News in the palm of your hand. Download the free Action 8 News app to stay on top of breaking news wherever you are. Search for WAKA News in your app store to download the Action 8 News app today. Keep your family safe by watching Action 8 News. Look for 8 on your side consumer alerts with product recalls involving cars, food, children's toys, and other items in your home. 8 on your side, keeping you safe only on Action 8 News.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. Good news. Our Arctic chill will start to fade as this Christmas week begins. Today, lots of sunshine, light wind, high 58. That's better. Tonight, mostly clear, not as cold. Overnight low 36. Tomorrow, the temperature moderation continues with a high around 63, more sun. Christmas Eve night, I think, is dry. But on Christmas Day, we'll deal with a weakening storm system with a chance of scattered showers, especially by afternoon, with a mild 65 for a high temperature. A little break between storm systems Thursday, then showers and thunderstorms again by late Friday into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Man, we were talking about some dirty dogs off air.
Hey, realtors know how to party, baby.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, man.
Man, I mean, how broken do you have to be to go into real estate?
What do you mean?
It's like
You
comedian.
like making people's dreams come true. Dude. That's
This
what
is
we do.
no, but oh come on! It's like
we do.
It's like not everybody in stand-up comedy has a broken past in childhood.
Okay.
But most of them do.
Sure, it helps you relate a little better.
This is not also true of real estate. That maybe there was something else you want to do in life.
It's true in a lot of industries that require that quick thinking and being able to adjust and the need to want to get a deal done. Don't forget our great president, Donald Trump. Realtor.
No, and you seem defensive. I'm just saying that,
No, I'm
like,
putting it out there.
don't get me started on talk show hosts.
No,
Like, we're some of the worst in the world. So I'm not picking on you or your trade. I'm just saying that, like, it. I know.
I'm not
Look
trying
at
to
me.
necessarily defend my trade. However, there are some good people in the
Oh,
industry.
sure, and they're good people who are talk show hosts.
Pick 2 of them.
Greg Budell.
Darn, you got me.
Matt Murphy. No, I don't. I don't know Matt. I have no clue. Like, I know he's doing well naturally.
I hear he's doing well.
Mhm. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Mr. Joey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Duke?
What up, Duke?
Now, Eddie, I thought I had you on the phone a while ago. This individual named Joey was on the phone. I tried to set something up for him, but I finally sneaked away from my wife after she retired. You know, I sneaked away from her today. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut. But I sneaked away for 2 or 3 minutes. But
What'd you do?
I've been enjoying myself, man.
Where you been, man?
Yeah, what have you been
Since
doing?
Duke,
My wife,
the last time we heard you, Trump had won. You didn't sound mad, but we hadn't heard from you since. That's been a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks.
My wife retired, and I promised her I'd let her and hang out with me for the whole month. I hang out with her for the whole month or whatever. But hell,
I know
can't
it
get
didn't.
rid of her now, boy. She stuck on me, boy. She won't let me get no time to myself. I had to sneak off while ago.
I can't imagine your wife being stuck to you for more than a couple hours before she realizes I better get back to work. This man's driving me nuts.
I've been loving to know, man. She's she's the best thing in my life, man.
That's awesome, Duke.
But Joey, I got a bone to pick with you, dude.
All right.
I listened to you a little bit Friday. I wanted to call in Friday, but you're sticking on fat folks for some reason Friday.
Yeah, because it's a lot of fun.
But how in the hell we stuck with Santa Claus being fat all my damn life?
He's not fat. He's jolly. Big difference.
No, and there's some people that pull off being fat.
No.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, they pull
Honestly,
it off.
I got a problem with.
There's some ladies.
I got a problem
pull it
with
off
Santa
well.
Claus being fat and everybody else can't be fat.
He's jolly. He's not fat. He's just jolly.
No, have you ever heard Santa do a PSA on being fat and people discriminate against him?
No,
for
just
being
the
fat?
opposite. He invites you to drink a Coca-Cola and get fat.
And he demands cookies.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right. No, he seems comfortable in his fatness.
Oh boy.
And actually, Santa wants some tips because Mrs. Claus and him, they haven't been real close. He's like, Duke, I hear this Duke guy's is sticky like glue. Like, okay, how do we do it?
Yeah, man. It's sad for being me sometimes.
It's hard. I know. It's hard to be Duke.
You know what I'm talking about? Well, you know how the wives do.
Yep.
Joey wouldn't understand this right here.
It's going to come to him, though. He's getting older. And you know, with that oldness comes a little bit of wiseness. And what it is, it's been burnt enough times where you go, okay, I finally learned the lesson.
I understand more than you'll know.
Okay.
Joey, I
Well,
want
you probably do because you're not married. So I got to give you that. You're smarter than that.
No, I'm just understanding the crazy.
Joey, even Moo got pissed off about your little comments about fat folks.
Well, then she needs to get on the treadmill. I told Moo that a while, but like, come on, lady.
They don't build big enough shocks for her to get on the treadmill, Joey.
She did whisper in my ear. Hey, Joe, she did whisper in my ear and say you can say those kind of things to her 4 or 5 months ago when you was alone with her.
No, this is the time of year you really want a big woman because, you know, there's a little bit warmer. It's kind of chilly out.
Why y'all making stuff up?
I'm not making it up. It's a well-known fact. You want a big woman in the winter to help keep you warm. She always knows where the good food's at.
I was more talking to Duke.
Yeah. But anyway, how's the family going, man? Everything's good?
Life's great, yeah. Yeah, Christmas. You got big plans with the wife with Christmas coming up?
Well, we both kind of played Santa Claus already with each other a little bit, actually.
All right.
I'm going to send you a picture of it.
Okay.
Okay.
I already sent a picture of it, you know. Yeah.
Well, it's been a heck of a year, Duke, and Merry Christmas to you, sir. And
man, I'm going to send a shout out to all the listeners and callers and everything. I know y'all miss me so much. Hell,
you know we do.
Yeah, no, you do. Thought y'all got rid of me. You thought you got rid of me. I ain't going nowhere. Hell, Trump just beginning. He's just beginning.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about him wanting to buy Greenland?
He can buy whatever he want right long long as he get this damn interstate out here wide now, here 65 wide, I had to wait about an hour.
Yes.
5 miles an hour. But damn traffic backed up. They doing some work on the interstate for some reason around the damn holiday season.
I'll never understand it.
Then got on up a little further down the road, here's some idiot that ran in the back of some damn body.
Yep.
So I had to creep some more. For 5 miles, whatever.
Bottlenecks and fender benders this Christmas.
Well, other than that right there, hell, I'm all right right now.
Well, it's good to hear it, man. It's good to hear it. Now, don't stay hidden just because the calendar's going to change to 2025. Don't be hiding out.
Even though you got yourself a brand new truck and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff like that. I know
Don't drive away into the
I know you're doing
sunset.
better than us.
I had a conversation with Donald J. Trump last couple of days.
Oh, yeah?
And, me and him gonna work a few things out. Oh, yeah, I know I had some food.
I did not know that, but I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. And we're gonna find a spot for Joey on the ticket. We're looking for a spot for Joey. You know, since Tim Scott. See, I told Donnie he owed me something because Tim Scott and Donaldson didn't make it on the team, so he owed me. I told Donald Trump he owed me. So we're gonna work things out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
dude.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I got for today.
All right.
Y'all have a
Merry Christmas, Duke. Hey, congratulations.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Damn, a fat Santa Claus. I want a slim Santa Claus.
Okay.
All right.
Later, Duke. Merry
you, Duke.
Christmas, man. 272-9228. I mean, that's not what Trump told me after he got done talking with Duke.
You are a rude, terrible person.
That's what he told me.
I'm telling you, I think this coming up year, we will see Duke in a Trump T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
At least a hat.
I think so.
At least a hat.
I think so. Yeah, he acts like, oh, we're the rich guys.
Oh,
and all stuff. No,
right.
I think he's
Who's
doing-
driving around in a
he's-
brand new truck?
I think he's doing real well.
Not this guy.
Those ain't cheap.
No, they ain't. No.
Yeah, he's
they
not
ain't.
like he got one of those little trucks they used to
No.
sell. They don't even
he's
sell
got a-
those anymore.
He's got a grown man truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, is this part of the program?
Yes, sir.
Brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Now, I've seen all their trucks over there, Joey, and they got grown folk trucks too. And they're always so clean, got their
Oh,
name
yeah.
down the side of them. I see them in people's driveway, and I know they're getting good service.
And they're beautiful too.
Oh, yeah.
Like great logo, great wrap on those trucks. Just always puts a smile on my face when I see them out on the road when I'm out and about.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, they're a Pest Pro. They can help you with an emergency job, or what we suggest is make them your everyday pest control company.
100%, bro.
There's a reason their business continues to grow and has been growing leaps and bounds for 3-4 years now. And it's because they're just that good, easy to work with, truly skilled professionals, and also great local folks always giving back to the community. Ashley does a great job highlighting local athletics, helping out even other small businesses and nonprofits in the area, as well as helping folks out during the Christmas holidays.
Yeah, if you go to her Facebook today, I believe she's got a great Christmas message on there as well. Just
So
great people.
check out Pest Pro today. Be sure to wish them a Merry Christmas when you call them at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go online to ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. What do you want to know? Call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. It's good hearing from Duke. Who else
It
have
was.
we heard from in a while?
Been a while. Let's see. Well, some of them I don't want to say the name because they'll probably call.
How about elected officials? We haven't heard from some of them in a second.
You know, that's surprising because between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I thought we'd see some of them. If nothing else, they would reach out their
I think they've been
constituents.
busy up there in Washington.
Well, they'd reach out their constituents at least via the show. I mean, they ain't too busy.
Maybe
but
it's not too late. Maybe there are people back in town already. I'm just saying that they said to stay up there late.
Come on,
I'm
Joey.
trying to
Come
be
on.
nice to them. Like they had to do all that work
Come
to
on,
avert a
man.
shutdown. Like
I don't know. I was kind of hoping for the shutdown myself. I was a little disappointed. What did we end up paying for in the end? Do you know?
it's still about the same amount of money has been spent last year. Just no new. The only new add-ons were all the stuff everybody agreed.
What about
was
a
like-
raise? Did they get a raise?
Did not get a raise.
All right.
A lot of the extra stuff did not get in there.
What about that football?
It went from
stadium?
like a 1,500-page bill to like a 50-page bill, and so they added on farmer relief. They added
okay,
on
we're good with that.
hurricane relief,
right.
these sorts of things, and then
Military
it pretty
pay.
much just kept what the spending levels are for another few months into March.
Okay.
Yeah, not ideal,
No, but
better than what it was.
Right. And I'm glad again, the American people. and They're giving Musk all the credit in the world, and I'm glad he did it. But the American people woke up and said, "No, this is not what we wanted."
Right.
And so enough pressure got back to him.
Well, and of all people, Matt Gaetz kind of made the point pretty well.
Yeah.
When it came to what the American people and what Elon and X were able to pull off last week, changing things up during the lame duck session.
Republican senators, we, the voters of this movement, will not accept the answer that you voted for Joe Biden's nominees, like Lloyd Austin, but refused Trump's. Politics will encounter more accountability these days. We just saw it last week. Last week, every lobbyist in Washington, D.C. wanted this 1,500-page bill to pass with billions of dollars in pork, with the funding of the censorship industrial complex, with the funding of bio labs and foreign aid that do not serve America's interests. They had all the wind at their back. They had backed us up against the Christmas break, and thanks to Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Turning Point and the millions of people who are mobilized on X, we defeated the bill of the lobbyists, and we are ready to march on with America First agenda. And the Democrats, they just don't get it. They continue to criticize Elon Musk as if he is acting in self-interest, when we all see that Elon is acting alongside President Trump in the national interest. And we have something now that we've never had before. We have the ability to lash the resources that Elon is committed to with the energy and the mobilization and the infrastructure built by Charlie Kirk and animated by Turning Point Patriots in chapters all over America.
Yeah, for a guy who's been supposedly embarrassed, shamed on the national stage, he doesn't seem...
Don't see it there, Joey.
Yeah, he seems pretty confident.
Yeah, I agree.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. We'll be right back, hopefully with Austin Branco of Invista Advisors.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Happy holidays from Marguerite's. And every year, we do an unbelievable $99 Christmas special. And it's got to be 14-karat white or yellow gold, and it's got to be high-quality Marguerite's diamonds. Well, this year, it's the best one ever. It's individual 14-karat letters that we've cut out and added a 7-point diamond to on a 14-karat necklace. Impossible. That's right. All the initial diamond necklaces, $99 at Marguerite's till Christmas.
If new floors are on your wish list, bypass the big guy and go right to Prattville Carpet for style, selection, and worry-free installation. Holiday hosting is much more fun with cozy carpets or heartwarming hardwood from your hometown flooring headquarters.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plate, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
And a non-transferable lifetime installation warranty. Get what you really want this Christmas. Shop PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
The River Region's News Talk station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. It's News and Views in the afternoon. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Branco with Invista Advisors. Hey, Austin, how you doing this Christmas Eve?
Oh, having a great Monday, Joey. What about you?
I'm doing well. Just kind of easing into the holiday. I don't even have to work tomorrow or Christmas Day, so I've already kind of given up in a good way.
Yeah, good for you. We got a half day in the market tomorrow, so I will be plugged in till about noon. But then I can really let my hair down for the holiday season. And it's one of those weird days where the office is halfway dead. Some of our admins and staff are on vacation already, and it's kind of a skeleton staff here. Not a ton of trades come in this time of year, but someone's got to be here to man the phones, and that's the role I play right now.
Well, this might be a bit of a throwaway, and I'm not trying to, if you're not hip to it, we could maybe do this another day. But in particular, this trade that has been created by Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, this seems crazy. I get the points he makes and what he's trying to do, but have you had time to look at this in particular, what he's done with his publicly traded company using kind of Bitcoin as the allure to people investing?
I'm trying to tune into it on my computer right now just to get a little concept on it, but give me a second here. Is this the guy? I think I've heard of him in the background. Is he using leverage to buy more, and as it goes up, continuing? Yeah, I've heard of this, and I actually saw, maybe it was one of his analysts on CNBC a few weeks ago just pounding the table that this is a great strategy. And I'll say this about leverage in any sector, not just crypto, but it can apply to real estate or margin when you're buying stocks. Leverage is great when it works, and it destroys people when it doesn't. And for listeners that don't understand what leverage is, it is borrowing money to make speculative investments, essentially. So, think about a house. You put a 20% down payment on a house, the bank loans you 80%. So they have leverage over your house until, you pay it off. Well, imagine putting 20% down in this case on, say Bitcoin, and that's your buy-in, and they loan you 80%. And what you do with that 80% is you go out and buy more Bitcoin, and now the value of Bitcoin booms up. A lot of people would take gains and walk away, but what this company continues to do is just buy more Bitcoin and continue to use the gains they have to put more down payments and borrow with more leverage. And, if you want to point to something in the, recent history that has caused a disintegration of markets, you can look back to the 2008 housing crisis, and kind of subprime loans is a great example of, leverage not being used properly for people that, can't sustain those payments. And eventually it's a house of cards that collapses. Now, depending on where you stand on Bitcoin and where you think the long-term price will be, this has a potential to work, but I don't know. More often than not, I see people that are this leveraged get kicked in the teeth at some point in the short term.
Yeah, and I just see it. It's almost like when you're seeing it beat, I think that company's got a value more than NVIDIA. Like the returns on just MicroStrategy because of this scheme are absurd. I just find it fascinating at a certain point because, I mean, it's one thing to think like Bitcoin or any other crypto is an interesting technology that maybe you think is going to win out in the end, but to take your own publicly traded company that's been around for 20 years and use it almost like a Bitcoin bank, that's a whole... Man, I guess the stone's on that guy. We'll see if it works out.
Well, and it is intriguing because you have to have the legitimacy of a company like that to even be able to get leverage of this amount, right? Like someone like me and you can't go out and borrow hundreds of millions of dollars to buy speculative investments. But with someone who's got, a long tenure track record of success, the banks are a little bit more willing to loan on something like that. So if he weren't in that position, this would have never been a possibility. But to me, the most fascinating parts of leverage is unwinding, because as he begins to deleverage, if the price is pulling down at the same time that he's offloading, it could create kind of like a dual effect and drive it into the ground, and he could be left holding a bag. So the real dance begins when he tries to delever. So we'll see how he handles that. But that is an interesting concept. It's a little too risky for my blood.
I believe it. And of course, we've been talking with Austin Baranko of Invista Advisors. And whether you are looking for, say, investment advice, whether you're a business or an individual, or more long-term financial planning, also individuals looking for life insurance, long-term insurance, or maybe you're just looking for some consulting on that small business or maybe that endowment or nonprofit you run, Invista Advisors has the team with many different disciplines that kind of gives you all of the above approach for even you really talk about, say, a stock portfolio. And, it really is a great team. I don't want to send too many folks your way on like the day before Christmas, but 387.
Yeah, I know. We're about to get a little break here. Are you going to be in studio on Christmas Day?
No,
I didn't think so. Yeah, we're laying low this week. Like I said, half day tomorrow, and then we're gonna pack it up, and I'll probably spend the next couple of days on my couch, if we're being honest.
Beautiful. But folks, just remember the number 387-0094. That is the number for Invista Advisors. Remember the name, Austin Baranko. We're going to keep these conversations going into the new year, and I always appreciate the time, Austin.
Yeah, thank you, Joey. Have a good day and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Again, folks, it's Austin Baranko with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Second hour on Christmas Eve coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The man accused of fatally shooting the CEO of United Healthcare, pleading not guilty to murder and terror charges in a state case that will run parallel to his federal prosecution. The Manhattan District Attorney formally charging Luigi Mangione last week with multiple counts of murder, including murder as an act of terrorism. President Biden commuting the sentences of 37 of the 40 people on federal death row. He's converting their punishments to life imprisonment just weeks before Donald Trump, an outspoken proponent of expanding capital punishment, takes office. Mr. Trump sworn into office on January the 20th and has talked of subjecting drug dealers and human smugglers to the death penalty. The Dow dropping 37 points, the NASDAQ composite up 148 now. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-885-3333. That's 800-885-3333. 800-885-3333.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Well, hi, everybody. Good news. Our Arctic chill will start to fade as this Christmas week begins. Today, lots of sunshine, light wind, high 58. That's better. Tonight, mostly clear, not as cold. Overnight low 36. Tomorrow, the temperature moderation continues with a high around 63, more sun. Christmas Eve night, I think, is dry. But on Christmas Day, we'll deal with a weakening storm system with a chance of scattered showers, especially by afternoon, with a mild 65 for a high temperature. A little break between storm systems Thursday, then showers and thunderstorms again by late Friday into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police have identified the person shot and killed Thursday as a 13-year-old boy. The shooting happened in the 100 block of West Fred D. Gray Avenue, where the boy was found dead from a gunshot wound. Suspect and motive remain unknown. Due to his age, the name of the victim will not be released. Over $1 billion and thousands of valuable items are stored in Alabama's unclaimed property vault, waiting to be claimed by their rightful owner. The list of unclaimed items is updated regularly, and it takes less than 5 minutes to check. Simply go to treasury.alabama.gov and click on Unclaimed Property. Another vacant Montgomery hotel caught fire over the weekend. Firefighters responded to the Old Inn South two-story hotel off West Boulevard late Friday night and extinguished the blaze. No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is under investigation. This is the third Montgomery hotel fire reported this month. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Carol Kennedy with Camo Country, and we've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for many years, and we appreciate Blue Water Broadcasting helping promote Camo Country.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Happy holidays from Marguerite's. And every year we do an unbelievable $99 Christmas special. And it's got to be 14 karat white or yellow gold, and it's got to be high quality Marguerite's diamonds. Well, this year it's the best one ever. It's individual 14 karat letters that we've cut out and added a 7-point diamond to on a 14 karat necklace. Impossible. That's right. All the initial diamond necklaces, $99 at Marguerite's till Christmas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is the Trump country. We live in the Southeast.
We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And I was just checking out some of the comments, Eddie.
Yeah.
And some, familiar names like Mark Cumby.
How is it, Cumby?
He says, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Joey Clark, all good talk show hosts. I don't know about that, Mark.
Pretty good.
No, I mean, have you seen, like, Jordan Peterson went through that whole addiction phase?
Yeah.
Yeah, haven't we all? Rasta Man. Haven't heard from him in a long time. He says, hey, Joey, Rasta Man reaching out. Merry Christmas, everyone. Checking out your live stream from Cincinnati.
Ooh, Cincinnati.
Oh, great hearing from you. Hope you're doing well. And Merry Christmas, Rasta Man. Merry Christmas, Patrick. Really great hearing from you. Kyle Kessler says, continuing resolutions suck. Well, we agree there.
Yeah, man.
What's wrong with actually using and balancing a budget? If done correctly, there would be no need for CRs. Also, I've heard rumors of a legislative fund that lawmakers have accused of crimes, specifically sex-related crimes, can access.
Yes,
is this true? And he says, oh, Merry Christmas, fellas.
It is
Christmas,
true,
Kyle.
my friend.
It is true. It's absolutely true.
And it's been paid out. It's been used many a times.
And you know what? We got our favorite person to help explain this a little bit. Nostradamus.
Oh, I like me some Nostradamus.
Thomas Massey.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a little sassy with Massey.
Mm-hmm.
Also coming up, we have Ram Paul with his Festivus report.
Yes.
Which he does every time this year. We'll have to get to that. But here's Thomas Massey explaining that slush fund Kyle was getting at.
Congress has paid over $17 million in hush money for sexual misconduct inside of the offices in these buildings. And what's more is that was taxpayer money, right? The allegation is that President Trump paid $130,000 of his own money. But here in Congress, there may be some on this dais. I mean, I'm for turning loose all of these records. Who in here has had the taxpayer pay for their sexual misconduct charges the hush money?
And by the way, he's in Congress saying this, like looking at everybody around.
I want to know. We deserve to know. And I want to know the women that were on there, too.
Mm-hmm.
Bet there's some
Those
over
big old women.
There may be some over here. I don't know, but I do know it's taxpayer money, and I do know not a single penny of it has been turned in as a campaign finance expense. Is the FEC going to investigate the $17 million that Congress has paid to settle, behind closed doors these sexual misconduct allegations?
Congressman, if a complaint were to come to us about it, I'm sure it would be thoroughly investigated.
Yeah, now shut up.
Well, a lot of folks are thinking about this because of the push against Matt Gaetz, but it's always good to remember why. Like, why would they break with precedent? They've kept this under wrap. $17 million, as he just said, has been paid out. That's a lot of sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I want to know who it was paid to and from and what the situation was. How do I know that two people just didn't have a consensual relationship, but when the wife found out, he said, hey, I'll get this settlement money for you if you go away.
Right. Absolutely. I think there's a lot of that.
You know there is.
So, just as a reminder, here's the real reason they broke with precedent. The real reason they put out this Matt Gaetz report.
Okay.
Because Matt Gaetz, did this at the beginning of the Congress. Don't you remember?
And when it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations. I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time, and you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you.
Yeah, but he's not a good guy. He likes to have sex with women. Not a good guy. Not a good guy.
Yeah, but that's why they're going after him. And I hope he does the crazy plan where he shows up for a couple days.
I certainly hope he does.
And he, files a motion, get everybody's stuff released.
Like I said a week or so ago, we need somebody to start spilling tea.
Right.
Once all it takes is a little bit, then they all come running.
And honestly, putting him up full screen again, I don't think we've seen the last of Matt Gaetz.
I don't think so either.
Remember the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Remember the guy who robs banks? Babyface Nelson?
Babyface.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I think that's babyface Nelson.
I love that guy.
But you know how as soon as he's successful, he's down?
Yeah.
He's just sad.
Yeah.
Ain't no man unless you got land. And but he's just successfully robbed the bank. He's just like, there's nothing
the
else
highs
for me.
and lows, man.
And then the highest he is when he's go off to be like executed.
Yeah.
In the town, and I just have a feeling Matt Gaetz is kind of like that. What if he had really gotten to be AG? I think he would have been a little sad. There's something about the fight and getting up to no good that Matt Gaetz
With
loves.
Babyface, though, he obviously needed the public to be around him and to celebrate him.
Yes.
Because you're right, he was never happy unless he had the public's attention.
Babyface Gaetz.
Yeah. We'll see.
We will see. Now, it wasn't just Matt Gaetz talking at this America Fest. It was also Donald Trump himself.
Trumpster's in there?
Yeah. Trump himself was putting on a clinic. I think it was like an hour, 20-minute
Oh, wow.
speech. So let's share
does like to
this.
talk.
In particular, he's talking about the whole President McKinley? President McKinley? Okay, take it away, President Trump.
Officials of Panama, please be guided accordingly.
Oh,
William
Panama Canal.
McKinley, the 25th President of the United States, was because of the vast sums of money that he brought into our country, the person really who got us the money that President Theodore Roosevelt used to build the Panama Canal and a lot of other things. McKinley was a very good, maybe a great president. They took his name off Mount McKinley, right?
Sure did.
That's what they do to people. No, he was a great
Wait, they
president.
took his name off Mount McKinley?
Yeah.
When?
Back to Denali, a couple years back. A few years back.
Very good president at a minimum. He was a very good businessman. He was a businessman, then a governor, very successful businessman, and then he ran for president, and he won. And he was able to use business principles, and he was a strong believer in tariffs. And we were actually probably wealthiest of any time, relatively speaking, at any point in the history of our country. In the 1890s, we were so wealthy, we had commissions set up what to do with all the money that we were taking in. We had no income tax. We only had tariffs. I consider that to be the most beautiful word in the dictionary. But
By the way, would you take that trade, Eddie? Like no income taxes? Say even get rid of cap gains. So you can invest and reap profit whether you're investing in stocks or real estate. No
Theoretically-
income tax on any
yes.
income you take, and then everything is funded by general tariffs.
Theoretically, yes.
Yes.
But I don't want my worry is we have good ideas like this, but then the people that put them in place kind of put a twist on them. And so that good idea, you're like, no, this is not what I signed up for, but I'm trapped under.
Right. Well, let's say it's the catch you spotted it. It's not there. Like the deal really is, we're getting rid of all these other taxes. We're just gonna have the tariff.
I'm fine
on
with
it.
that. I don't have an issue with that at all.
I'd make that trade.
Yeah. But you're talking to a guy who would trade out with Social Security right now, 25 cents on the dollar.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a lot of people tell me that.
Something better than nothing.
A lot of people ask, just pay me out.
Pay me out right now. Pay me
Nope.
out now.
Let's keep listening to President-elect Trump.
President McKinley was the president that was responsible for creating a vast sum of money in the United States that Teddy Roosevelt then spent. So let's say they were both excellent presidents, but McKinley did that, and that's one of the reasons that we're going to bring back the name of Mount McKinley, because I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it. There are lots of things we can name, but I think he deserves it. That was not very gracious to somebody that did a good job. And as you know, he was assassinated. He was assassinated. We have accomplished so much in just 47 days since the election.
Yeah, they have. But
So-
Trump really is picking this fight.
Yeah.
Saying he wants the Panama Canal back.
Well, Obama changed the name of that officially. I think it was 2015. But according to people that have white people with guilty consciences, the natives wanted that change. I've never met a native in my life that gave one crap or another about the name of that mountain.
Yeah, it's stuff like that where you shake your head. You're
Guilty
like,
white
what?
people, man. That's all it is.
What in the world is wrong with y'all? But then there are other moments there from Trump there were a few, and I do want to focus on this Panama Canal thing because he kind of goes hard in the paint on this. The Panama Canal is considered a vital asset for the national security of the United States of America, is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's about right. I think we, obviously, not just we, but a lot of nations and a lot of companies use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason it was built.
So let's hear this again. Let's hear
As
this.
another example of the things we're doing and looking at, it's such a terrible thing is happening. The Panama Canal is considered a vital national asset for the United States of America due to its critical role, American economy, the whole world economy, and also national security. The Panama Canal. Has anyone ever heard of the Panama Canal? Because we're being ripped off at the Panama Canal like we're being ripped off everywhere else. A secure, he just said, take it back. That's a good idea. Where do you come from, sir? He doesn't come from Panama. Huh? Yeah, good. A secure Panama Canal is crucial for U.S. commerce and rapid deployment of the Navy from the Atlantic all the way to the Pacific. It's an incredible thing, and drastically cut shipping times down to U.S. ports by days and even weeks. The United States is the #1 user of the Panama Canal, with over 72% of all transits heading to or from U.S. ports. Think of that. So we built it. We're the ones that use it. They gave it away. Considered one of the one of the great wonders of the world. The Panama Canal opened for business 110 years ago and was built at huge cost to the United States, and it really is big when you consider the lives and the treasure, the equivalent of $1.2 trillion today. You don't hear those numbers. 38,000 American men, almost all men, they went there to be construction workers and dig. They were diggers, and they were brave. 38,000 men died from infected mosquitoes in the jungles of Panama during the construction period. Think of that. We lost 38,000 men. Teddy Roosevelt was president of the United States at the time of its building and understood the strength of naval power and trade. When President Jimmy Carter foolishly gave it away for $1. During his term in office, it was solely for Panama to manage and not for China or any other country to manage. You see what's going on there? China. It was likewise not given for Panama to charge the United States, its Navy, and its corporations doing business within our country exorbitant prices and rates of passage, which they do. They charge us like it's a disgrace. Our Navy and commerce have been treated in a very unfair and injudicious way. The fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, highly unfair, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama, I say very foolishly, by the United States.
But he sounds like he wants it back.
Yeah. Well, I think our Navy, we built that, but we have to pay, our Navy has to pay every time we go through there.
And then in other news, still Trump, he came out over the weekend and said, I'm pleased to announce Ken Howry is my choice for United States Ambassador to the Kingdom of Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
Ken is a world-renowned entrepreneur, investor, and public servant who served our nation brilliantly during my first term as U.S. Ambassador to Sweden, where he led efforts to increase defense security and economic cooperation between our countries. Goes on, talks about this Ken Howry guy's background, yada, yada, yada. And then this last sentence is snuck in there. This is a Trump real a post on Truth Social. He says, for the purposes of national security and freedom throughout the world, the United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. Ken will do a wonderful job in representing the interests of the United States. Thank you, Ken, and congratulations. So he announces the ambassador, and that announcement says, we want Greenland. So I guess it's kind of a like, hey, Ken, go get the job done on this.
Yeah. I can't imagine any reason in the world besides just sarcasm why he's looking for the Greenland.
No, I think it would help with certain issues of tracking big missiles. Is my understanding. It would help with, say, the Arctic in particular. Because there is an ongoing, not just tracking, say, missiles that come from certain directions, but there is a race to sort of cultivate the Arctic.
Oh, yeah.
So the fossil fuels up there, and most of the icebreakers, I think, are Russian at this point. And so if we had like a actual contiguous geographic way to jump into the Arctic and have a little more control, we already have operations going on around
Earth
there.
is melting, so if we get the land, it's just going to melt. So it would be
and then it's going to be green. And it'll
it
live up to its
would be
name.
some good beachfront property.
So
now.
you like the Panama Canal idea, you don't
Not so much
understand the Greenland thing.
Yeah, I just don't see the importance of Greenland as others do. That's all. We got something else better than that.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, have you ever looked at Greenland on a map?
Yeah. My dad used to actually live there.
Really? You used to live there?
Military.
Huh.
Yep.
That's a big old slice of land with not many people
Not
living.
much there, though, is there, Joey?
Yeah, it's a little icy. And you do have to wonder, not to get into conspiracy territory, like, what's the deal with Antarctica?
Can't go there. Don't go there.
Why?
I don't know. There's more and more, if you go down the rabbit hole, there's more and more people are letting others know you are not allowed to go there, period.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're American, Russian, whoever. You're just not allowed
Makes
to
me
go.
wonder what the heck is there.
Exactly. You think Area 51's a kind of a wonder what's going on?
Seriously.
Oh, I've said that for years. But it's so cold, everybody's like, let me know when you get there. Let me know what you find out.
So Trump wanting Panama Canal back, wanting Greenland back. I think he needs to make a claim for Antarctica, too. Like it's now the U.S.'s.
We'll find out in a hurry how important it is.
Yeah, we will. And I do also find it fascinating. We don't know much about what's underneath us, like the oceans.
Oh, man, we've got, I think it's less than a third of the ocean bottoms mapped out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, bring back the age of builders, like the McKinley era and Teddy Roosevelt era. Bring back the age of exploration. Like, let's venture the stars, at least the solar system, and then let's actually understand the depths below us.
Well, there are some research that's going on in the Arctic on a regular basis, and they like literally monthly coming up with new creatures that we didn't even know about. And again,
Right.
It's underwater and it's so cold, you just don't have many people willing to go. Hawaii, though, we know it really well.
Especially the South Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
Like from one angle, it's like you don't see any landmass. It's water.
Yep.
And we have not looked underneath it very much at all. Because, I mean, the money's not there. It is a tough environment to deal with.
I think we got to deal with the aliens. We'll stay above the water. You guys can have.
So you think it's the aliens, or well, are they really aliens? If like we were here first, we're more advanced than you.
You saw the Tic Tac videos.
I did see them, and there's a lot of weird stuff going around. And we're still talking about the drones. People are still talking about the drones in the sky.
They actually had this weekend some more stuff, but this was something else. They had, I think, a drone celebration, and they fell out of the sky. A couple of people got hit.
Oh yeah, there's a big tragedy.
So that's
they were Christmas drones,
Yeah.
for fun.
But that's going to be the danger of drones. Instead of fireworks and these kind of things, they'll send up 1,000 drones in there. All of them going to make it. But I saw that, and that disturbed me because on most of those, you're just very specific. You're not allowed to be over people, and that's why.
Now, in a second, I want to get to the Democrats, sort of. That's Trump. You can say he's being hyperbolic or
Right.
sarcastic, silly, whatever. Or maybe he really means it. He wants Panama back. I think he's doing essentially a war against them to lower the fees. That's what he seems to be focused on.
That'd be my guess.
Maybe we don't officially need control to stop charging us so damn much. And maybe Greenland is more like, I don't want to annex it, make it official U.S. territory, but let us put bases there. Let us explore the Arctic from there. Work with us, Denmark.
Yeah.
Now that you're especially part of NATO. We'll see. We'll see. But the Democrats are doing a lot of soul searching, at least publicly.
Publicly, yes. Privately, I think they're doing a little bit of squabbling.
And one of the Democrats ended up at the same event we were just hearing Trump speak at.
Oh, yeah?
This guy, Cenk Uygur or Uygur, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He came out and was saying, he's proud of this new populist moment. Like, you know who I'm talking about, too. This guy's kind of a blowhard. Like, that's his whole shtick. Like, he gets real animated. Here, I'll play something.
The Republican Party, but I do have to give you guys credit for a revolution well done. And what I mean by that is not a revolution against the Democratic Party or the left or the country, but a revolution against this establishment. So
wow.
I knew you guys.
Here, what do you guys think of Mitch McConnell?
Thank you.
All right. Let's do one more. What do you guys think about Dick Cheney? Have been our whole.
But will they actually take the win?
Don't know.
That's the question.
Yeah.
That I think is what's happening, though. You are attracting folks that have long been sort of working class, or at least think of themselves as speaking for the working class, who are now realizing, oh, wait, we've been trying to fight the Democrat establishment forever, and then these guys under Trump just pulled it off.
Yep.
So why not join them? In fact, you got to look at some folks who are currently in the Congress, say like John Fetterman. And Fetterman saying all the right things. This was Fetterman on one of the Sunday shows, essentially saying, hey, man, like, I never bought into this whole fascist thing.
And after you survived an assassination, you literally were shot in your head and had the presence of mind to respond, fight, fight, fight. I mean, that's a political talent. It's undeniable. And also, I never believed that it was about fascism. And for me, that made it difficult for
Kamala Harris said that he was a fascist.
Yeah, well, it's like that's her prerogative. I mean, but it's not a word that I would use because you put a lot of Democrats, especially in my state, that I know and I happen to love people that are going to vote for Trump, and they are not fascist. And also fascism, that's not a word that regular people, use. That, I think people are going to decide who is the candidate that's going to protect and project, my version of the American way of life. And that's what happened.
Man, Fetterman makes more sense than any other Democrat up there.
Right now, he is nailing it. Nailing it.
Now, and then here's another one. It's not somebody whose name is well known, but it's a person who was an advisor to Harris, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her name is Lindy Lee.
Oh, she's a big time fundraiser.
Yeah, was a Harris campaign advisor. This is what she said on Piers Morgan. Just listen in.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. She's indulging delusions of running for governor in California in 2026 and perhaps even running for president in 2020. And I just want to echo what a lot of you guys already said. This past week has been harrowing for me. This Saturday, I went on Fox and Friends and I said that Democrats have a stench of loser hanging over them.
Yeah.
As soon as I said that, there were boycott campaigns against me, unblock, unfollow campaigns. I lost 40,000 followers.
Really?
In 4 days. People have called me the W word. I don't know what we're allowed to say, but you can fill in the blank.
We're uncensored. Let's say it. Say it. Say what the word was.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Well, they called me a whore. They called me the C word. They asked for me to
Disgusting.
be deported, and you can just search for my name in those terms on X, and you'll see a bunch of them. So all these so-called Democrats, the party of inclusion, the party of diversity, masks off. And it's even worse because they pretend to occupy the moral high ground. They pretend to be, so loving and caring and embracing of diversity. But all of a sudden, when I dare to utter any criticisms of the goddess, Kamala Harris, I get ostracized. Me, after having raised tens of millions of dollars for the party. My donors are pissed. They raised $2.5 billion across Super PAC in the campaign. It's my responsibility. It's my duty of care to ask what the hell happened with that money? Why did we spend it? Why did we spend millions of dollars on 5-star hotels for campaign staffers? Why did we spend $500,000 essentially bribing Al Sharpton moments before he interviewed Kamala? These are legitimate questions, but no, in the cult, you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
And leaving the Democratic Party or even questioning the Democratic Party is like leaving a cult. It's terrifying. Pierce, I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of this tent. I don't want to be a part of this craziness anymore. They're accelerating my rightward shift. I don't want this nonsense. It's just crazy. And honestly, they're shrinking their tent. They're basically telling me to they're pushing me to bring my tens of millions of dollars that I've raised and can continue to raise to a different team that treats me better, that treats me with just common decency, that doesn't call me a communist spy. By the way, the communist regime in China killed my great-grandfather. They don't know my family's history. This is the first time I'm really saying it on air. They are calling me a spy for the regime that killed my great-grandfather. Let that soak in just for a second. That's how disgraceful they are. Yeah. And these are the people who call themselves the social justice warriors. They are dabbling. They are going headfirst into racism anytime someone dares to disagree with them. I don't want to be a part of this nonsense anymore. I want to be a part of the team that says men are men and women are women, and then men shouldn't play in women's sports. And I'm an athlete myself. I'm a marathon runner.
That woman raised tens of millions for Harris.
What have you done for me lately?
No, and I think it's a lot of people realizing, it's safe for me. I don't have to use my talents to deal with these people. I felt threatened, or I thought that was the only game in town.
I'm glad you got out.
You're seeing a lot of this stuff. Now, we've got clips of Joe Manchin, too, and you would have expected that from Joe Manchin. Oh, big deal. Because there's always one senator long in the tooth who's like, well, look, what was that?
After all these years.
Was it Specter? Arlen Specter? Or Republican Party. I didn't leave the Republican Party. The Republican Party left me. So there's always that. But when you have so many folks, Democrat commentators, progressive commentators, and now major fundraisers for the party who offer just a little bit of criticism, and especially the question about where did you spend this $2.5 billion is a fantastic one, because I know just talking to people that have run for office here in Alabama, there's so much of a grift going on behind the scenes that you never see. It's like, wait, we spent how much on graphic
just to get that
artist? We spent how much on travel? Like, if you're not a hawk with the money, it could be chewed up and spit out quickly for nothing.
Kind of think that's that point.
Right. So you're like, is it just a game? Is it just a scam?
Big grift, yeah.
Did a lot of these folks know Kamala had no chance in hell, so let's just live high on the hog?
Money off of it.
Yeah. And so you're just seeing more and more folks realize, okay, we got to change. Heck, I think the healthiest thing that could happen to Alabama is if the Democrats in Alabama actually act like populists for the working class.
That'd be great.
I think it could show the National Party a way forward.
Yeah.
We'll see, though.
Yeah.
We'll see. This part of the program brought to you by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And they're at Smokehouse. Oh, man. They've got that fixins ready to go, baby.
Yeah, they do.
So it could be like you want a pulled pork sandwich for lunch.
Mm-hmm, I do.
Could be you want to get a whole, quart, maybe a gallon of camp stew.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, especially, when it's chilly.
Yeah.
And say you wake up with the munchies at 2 a.m. You don't have to stuff your face with Little Debbie snacks. Or with NyQuil. Or you don't have to stuff your face with, that pre-packaged stuff. Bobby Kennedy doesn't like that.
No, he doesn't.
But if you wake up, say, at 2 a.m, you're like, a little hungry. Oh, I'm warm up some of that camp stew I got from Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. Man, that's a way to live.
Yes, sir.
And of course, they have 5 brick pits, hand-pulled meats. So you're talking pulled pork, but you're also talking like brisket and ribs and everything you can think of. Smoked chicken, all the stuff you can think of with barbecue. And also, Smokehouse Pit Barbecue is a destination for breakfast.
That's right.
Truly a great spot for breakfast. Look them up on Facebook, see what the hours are going to be coming up on Christmas Eve and tomorrow and Christmas Day. They're normally open for breakfast Tuesday through Sunday.
Right.
Early in the morning, and that breakfast is to die for. I was just talking to Eddie off air that we got to get by there again.
We do got to get back over there.
Invite Craig over there, see how much that fat boy can eat.
You know, he can put something away. I've seen him eat. So have you. Don't see hours listed just yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But y'all check out Smokehouse Pit Barbecue today. You can always go to the Book of Faces or go to smokehousepitbbq.com.
But I see some good looking pictures.
Dude, it's so good. We love having them as a sponsor because, well, they're easy to sell, folks. The food sells itself. Once you try it, it's absolutely fantastic. And be sure to tell them when you sit down at Smokehouse Pit Barbecue that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your updated end-of-the-year market report for 2024. By the end of this year, the MLS in the River Region will have approximately 5,000 home sales closed. Almost 60% of all listings are selling on an average of 60 days or less, which is a good news for a seller and not surprising if you've been looking for a home lately. Predictions through Realtor.com about the coming year will be an overall better year for both buyers and sellers. To buy a home in this market, here's what you will need. Number 1, a strong buyer advocate that will find a good selection of homes for you to view now. Number 2, someone with a strong negotiation background. 3, someone with over 47 years in real estate concerning contracts, financing options, and closing houses. For the best buying and selling experience, call the expert. Call Bo Goodson at 221-2883 or 551-0225. That's 221-2883, the Goodson Group.
Start your day a better way with Action 8 News Rising. Get your first look at news happening today, plus your latest forecast and live traffic reports. Don't settle for the same old morning newscast. Watch Action 8 News Rising, weekday morning starting at 4:30. Don't know an iPhone from a flip phone? You need to watch Action 8 News. Consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker keeps you on top of the latest technology and keeps you safe from scams and identity thieves. Watch What the Tech, only on Action 8 News.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm at Santa's workshop speaking with an elf.
Ho, 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 man.
I guess the pay scale for you elves is pretty good.
We do okay.
And I'll bet you've got a top-notch money man watching after your dough.
Me and all my little elf buddies use David Ernest.
I understand he's the most beloved money man in the Southeast.
Or just about anywhere, man.
And you can call him toll-free at 833-596-7233.
That's right, man. And those last 4 digits spell out the word SAFE, which is what your money can be if you call David E.
And I see you are busy making some toys. Have you ever had another job here at the North Pole?
I used to work in bookkeeping, handling the money, you know, but I got fired.
Why did you get fired?
I kept coming up short, man.
You know you're going to get a lump of coal in your stocking, right?
Oh, I got your lump of coal right here, man.
Ho, ho, ho!
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Oh, Gumtown John says, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Well, right back at you.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
How's he doing, man?
I think he's doing all right.
That's good to hear.
And he's got a few more comments for us.
Oh, does he? Now suddenly I changed my...
Oh, no. It's more informative. He says the Danes are responsible for the monitoring of the coast of Greenland. They can only effectively do this via solo reconnaissance, only one person and their working dogs mushing through. Oh. I don't even know if that's true. I kind of going to accept it as true.
I will too, but I would think in this day and time we could do something just a little more modern.
He also goes on to say Cenk is a grifter who was in tears on Patrick Bet-David's live stream coverage of the election over Trump winning. He's been one of the main ones calling Trump fascist since Trump began running. Yeah. But, Cenk is, yeah, I've never really liked the guy, but I also think it's so much. It is a grift. It's a show that he's putting on. But I think he is genuinely frustrated with the Democratic Party as well.
Think how big of a grift it is. Literally, everyone knew, and I guess it worked the first time because everybody knew that Joe was heavily out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They got him elected anyway, so hey, it worked. So we can do the same with this goofy one here. It didn't work.
Didn't work. Did not work at all. This part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. You know what would be really bad in the middle of winter?
What's that?
Having your roof exposed to the elements.
You ain't kidding, Joe.
Like there's a hole in it, or there's a
like
leak.
Seeing daylight on a snowy day.
Right. Or maybe you do go up into the attic to get some last second Christmas things, or maybe you're putting up the Christmas decorations after Christmas.
Yeah.
And you see like the sun coming through the roof into your attic. And you're like,
not a good thing.
That's probably not good.
No, it's not. It's not.
Or it could be you don't even notice a problem and you're not climbing up on the roof yourself to go look, but it's been a while since you've had your roof inspected. Why not call up River Region Contracting?
Certainly call them up.
At 356-8635. But you're like, Joey, I'm not made of money. I got all these Christmas gifts I got to pay for. We got to get, you know how it is at the end of the year.
This is true.
Calm
This is
down,
true.
Calm down.
These folks, they'll give you a free inspection, Joey.
Always. Their inspections at River Region Contracting are always free. And if they do find an issue, they'll write up an estimate for free. That estimate is accurate. They show up on time. They don't leave a big mess. They get the job done well. They'll even sit down and educate you exactly on what the problem was, and here's how they're going to fix it just exactly. So check them out today. Again, that number for River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's go to Poison Ivy.
Right.
Hello.
Hello. Have a great Christmas, everybody. I was going to tell you what's happened to me since I've been on your show, Joey.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yes, well, you know, she found out that I was on there telling all the stuff about the Admiral and about editorial writers and her losing her scissors and what happened with her selling land to the Chinese. And she said, she called me in her office and she said, I got a special thing to tell you and a surprise for you, Poison. And I said, well, great. What is it? She said, well, you're adopted. I found you when I was about 17 years old, 60 years ago, on the banks of the Alabama River in Wilcox County.
Yeah.
And I'm paying for you to see your relatives. She said, your mama chopped cotton, and your grandpa was a farmer, and we're going to send you up there. You got an uncle in Tupelo, and she handed me a ticket to a one-way ticket now to Choctaw Ridge and said, go see your mama Billy and your daddy Bobby. You're a McAllister and a Gentry over there on Choctaw Ridge. Stay as long as you want to. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Wow.
Be
Harsh,
careful
but
up there on
Merry
Choctaw
Christmas,
Ridge,
man.
so-
Man, it's kind of like an Alabama Moses right there.
Yeah.
Woo. Well, the governor don't play.
No.
Mm.
No, she don't.
She don't play. I don't really think she's really the governor. I guess
I'm kind of like you on that, brother.
I guess she's governor.
Name only. Yeah. One time we were out at the Hyundai. We had this this paper whipper, and he was our team leader. And we weren't really good with bosses, so we just kind of ignored him most of the time because he really was not our boss at all. To the point of finally we got a Korean to come bring him in the office, and all of us sat down. That Korean told him, "Paper only. You paper only. Don't mess with these guys. Don't do nothing that to interfere with their job.
So essentially, you work on the paper only. Don't tell them what to do.
You're only a supervisor on paper. In real life, you're not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, now go away, you little man. He used to try to, because at Hyundai, they make you do exercise and stuff like that.
Oh, in the morning? Yeah. Like calisthenics? Like jumping jacks and crap?
Yeah.
Or they might call them side straddle hops.
Yeah, exactly, side straddle hops. And, of course, he would come get us. We're like, dude, we're not. No. Go play with somebody else. So he decided one day he was going to be big man, and, boy, that embarrassed the crap out of him.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of power goes to somebody. It's
It
not
does.
titles that
It
make
does.
the man. It's the man or woman who makes the title. Right. You can have like no title to your name, and you're man enough or woman enough to where people respect you.
Yeah, don't need it.
Right.
Don't need it.
And there's too much of, especially this most recent fight over the spending. There was a lot of that. That Elon doesn't. What is he ever elected to?
Oh, I heard that this weekend. Somebody was referring to him as President Musk.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump was the VP.
Yeah, no, because they're clearly trying to like
They're just trying to
drive
split
a
it.
wedge
Yeah.
and do all this other stuff, and it's just like, really?
You got to come up with something better than that, though.
Okay, it is literally like high school.
Oh, yeah.
Literally. And not like, small Catholic high school I went to, like big old public school, all the cliques, all who's cool and all this stuff. And it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You cannot take it with you.
No, you can't.
But man, some folks get high on those titles. They get real high.
Yeah.
Higher than a draft stuff. This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you hit the ground running in the new year. Whether you're looking to buy a home, go ahead and get pre-approved.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't go house shopping without being pre-approved.
Not
That
gonna
you're
wanna
just
waste
setting
your time.
yourself up for heartbreak, for a waste of time, yes. And sellers aren't going to take you seriously.
Nope.
In fact, if the word gets out you're not pre-approved, they're going to be like, that guy's going to waste your time.
I have seen some in the listings it says you have to show a pre-approval letter to look at my house.
Yeah. No, because people ain't playing.
That's right. They don't want to waste their time.
And of course, if you're looking for a refinance deal, maybe you're looking to get credit card debt off your back. I know that
Good
is
idea.
at very high levels throughout the nation and the state.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be any sort of debt you want to consolidate down using equity built up in your home, or it could be you want to reinvest in yourself, your property, your family.
Good idea.
You want to go on that big family vacation. I mean, this is money, value, equity, wealth that you've built up on your own. You can use it as you wish, but let Kim and Madeline there at Alabama Home Mortgage help you meet those goals. Get to know them and hit the ground running in January with a great refinance deal and a fresh new start on your finances. You can always call Kim and Madeline at 567-4223. It's 567-4223. Or you can apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
What'll it be, Joe?
Coffee and apple pie. Whoa, Madge, what was that?
The lights? Oh, they always dim when the dishwasher turns on.
You should call Crosby Electric.
You think?
Overloaded circuits at your business can be dangerous. The experts at Crosby Electric can upgrade your electrical service to safely handle the load, and they can add receptacles where needed to eliminate overuse of extension cords.
Madge, I'd like to pay you. The problem is it's so dark in here I can't read my bill.
No, the problem is you're cheap.
Well, that's a problem too.
Effective, attractive lighting is essential for any business. Crosby Electric can help with a new lighting scheme that will give your business a fresh, exciting look, and they can recommend outdoor lighting for greater safety and security.
That'll be $4.50 for the coffee and pie, Joe.
Well, don't I get anything for recommending Crosby Electric?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Don't put off essential electrical upgrades for your business. Call 272-2085 or visit crosbyelectric.com.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. Good news, our Arctic chill will start to fade as this Christmas week begins. Today, lots of sunshine, light wind, high 58. That's better. Tonight, mostly clear, not as cold. Overnight low 36. Tomorrow, the temperature moderation continues with a high around 63, more sun. Christmas Eve night, I think, is dry. But on Christmas Day, we'll deal with a weakening storm system with a chance of scattered showers, especially by afternoon, with a mild 65 for a high temperature. A little break between storm systems Thursday, then showers and thunderstorms again by late Friday into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. Get 0% financing up to 48 months with approved credit. Now on select Kubota track loaders and excavators. Get a Kubota now through December 31st, 2024. See Capital Tractor Montgomery and Brundage or KubotaUSA.com for details.
When you need a new door or window replaced, you want it done right. Someone who delivers expert craftsmanship every time. Experience is a must. Listen, Davis Door and Sash. They can show you new doors and windows that can help you lower your utility bills and boost energy efficiency. Davis Door and Sash, Alabama.com or call 334-288-6010. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
Did you know that over 12 times a day, someone in Autauga County calls 911 to report a medical or fire emergency? Volunteer first responders are saving lives and property, and you can be part of their team.
Volunteering as a first responder is really about making a difference where it's needed most, and Autauga County needs you now more than ever. Are you ready to answer the call?
To begin your journey, you can find any of the agencies of the Autauga County Firefighters Association on Facebook or visit makemeafirefighter.org.
At AMS Studios, give the gift of self-care this season and get a little extra. When you purchase a gift certificate for $100 or more, receive a stocking stuffed with $60 worth of free spa gifts, or select a gift certificate for our $105 luxury facial, and you'll receive an additional $120 worth of medical-grade skin treatments added to it. Absolutely free. Find us on Facebook or stop by in downtown Prattville at AMS Studios.
Now you can add the power of digital advertising to the #1 reach of radio. Let Blue Water's 20 years of local advertising and marketing success show you how. Grow your business with a complete suite of digital solutions, combined with the reach of the most listened to radio group in the River region. Call us or go to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out how we can increase your return on investment. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
For more information, send an email to digital@BlueWaterBroadcasting.com. Are you happy with your IT support company? Do they resolve your company's computer issues quickly, or do they leave you down and frustrated? You need your computers working and problems resolved quickly and permanently. GTI is different. GTI has a high standard of affordably supporting and protecting businesses like yours since 1999. Call them now at 819-4650, 819-4650, or visit gtinow.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And people are leaving the building like crazy here. We already had a skeleton crew, but now it's getting real thin around here. And let's go to great sponsor here, Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing all right. So what's the score there at Cohen's this week of Christmas?
It's 21-3. 21-3. We got Michael Jacks has been running the roads, taking care of everybody. Had a guy drive in from Birmingham today to pick up a nice Traeger grill.
Ooh, nice.
He picked that up, and then at some point he's getting it to his son, which is in South Carolina. So anyway, the grill is going to be making a road trip. And you know, I mean, we've had a ton of very, very nice customers today, and we've still got some deals going on some of the stuff that we found in the warehouse. We've got that camera system comes with 6 cameras. Comes with the little DVR, and you can get it for like $329.
Well, that's pretty good.
For all of that, made by a company called Adcon. It's a great little system. It's a great company. It's not one of these Walmart kind of brands. It's actually a brand that, well, we use a bigger version of the same system in our store, where we've got, 28 cameras hooked up. So, anyway, it does a great job. It's at a hell of a price.
That is.
So for deals like that, people still have time to stop by today and pick something up?
That's right. Today we'll be here until 6 o'clock. Tomorrow we're going to cut out early. Going to get out at 3 o'clock. And naturally we'll be closed for Christmas. And then we'll start back up on Thursday.
Well, I encourage folks, you can always look online at thinkcohens.com, but there's nothing like actually stopping by 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. And you want those last second Christmas gifts. Or do you ever have like couples come in or folks come in to where it's not a surprise under the tree? It's more like for Christmas, we're getting a whole new kitchen, honey, these sorts of things.
Well, a lot of those things, you really have to have both people involved.
Yep.
Right. It's kind of like a woman coming in to buy a home theater system for the husband. The husband can have great intentions, the wife can have great intentions, but you still need input from the other one for certain things.
Right.
Right. Do I need convection or do I need just a regular oven? Or do I, and then with the home theater, do I want this capability or that capability?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of stuff that you really need both parties involved so that we can help you make the better choice.
Well, folks, stop by today, or y'all be back opened up on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beautiful. I guess we'll talk again on Friday. And folks, y'all be sure when you stop by to tell Michael, hey, we heard you on that radio show with Joey, and Eddie was there that day.
Wait a minute, you're working on Friday?
Thursday and Friday, yeah.
End of the year is coming
Oh,
up,
my
Michael. Still trying to get that attendance bonus. So
Not just Eddie, but Joey's going to be there too.
I'm barely here today, so I don't know how Friday's going to go.
Hey, thank you, Michael.
Thank
Appreciate it,
you.
Michael.
Have a great day. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Michael.
So, crap, we got a whole hour left still.
Yep.
This always happens to me. I need to start taking the week during the holidays.
What's the most time you've taken off from the radio station, like at a time? Maybe 3 days is the most.
The most was my brother's wedding, I think in 2018 or 2019. I took a week.
Took a week?
Since I've been hosting, I took earlier this year when I went to Boston, I took 2 days. And other things, like when I did that thing where I met Napolitano, took 2 days.
Yeah, but that's just it. You're always just a couple days kind of guy.
Right. Over a decade, and I don't think I've taken a very long vacation unless it was family stuff involved.
When I was young and worked all the time, I was always afraid, like the where I was working couldn't live without me, And I remember one day my dad sat me down. He's like, "Look,
I'm
you're a great
over
guy and all, but
I'm over that."
Yeah, yeah. Well, right after that, I took a 2-week vacation, and I remember like day number 7, I go, I don't care if they can't make it without me or not at this point.
Right. But I am kind of married to the job.
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point. But it always happens to me right around the holidays, especially Christmas. I'm like, let's just go eat.
Well, but I will say this. Now, I travel sometimes on holidays. I will be honest, there's nothing like being home for the holidays.
I agree.
It's very, and I've been, whether it be July 4th, Christmas.
Isn't
or
there a
whatever.
song about that?
There is, and it is a lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to that. Even this year in Jamaica on Thanksgiving, it was great, but it was kind of odd to see no one's really celebrating Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Well, we got a whole hour left, big boy,
All
so
right.
let's make the most of it. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John
French
Scott.
President
Man
Macron's
accused of
office
fatally
announcing a new
shooting the
government
CEO of
after
United
the previous
Healthcare
cabinet
pleading not
collapsed in a
guilty to
historic
murder
vote,
and terror
prompted by
charges
fighting
in a
over the
state
country's
case
budget.
that will
Newly
run
named Prime
parallel
Minister
to his
Francois
federal
Bayrou
prosecution.
put together
The
the
Manhattan
government.
District Attorney
Japanese
formally
automakers
charging
Nissan and
Luigi
Honda announcing
Mangione,
plans to-
who last
Folks, I have no idea what's going on with news there. That is messed up. So, that gum, and he just left.
Yeah.
So, because that
Federal
not have
death
the
row.
usual
He's
trappings of the
converting their
city's favorite
punishment.
holiday. Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that good.
All right.
You don't have that reset button, do you?
No, I could. Let me try this. Let me try a thing.
Oh boy.
See if it's just built into the cart. Let's try this. Yeah.
With SRN News, I'm John President Macron's office.
So apparently somehow it got doubled up.
I've had double vision a lot, but I've never had double hearing.
Great foreigner song.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That double
Also,
vision.
You know when the night's getting good, when double vision kicks in.
Yeah, double vision, and then it's like hot-blooded, hot-blooded.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Well, hi, everybody. Our temperatures are starting to turn around, and that's certainly good news as we go through Christmas week. I think even the nights will be more reasonable with mostly clear skies tonight, overnight low temperature down to about 36. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Temperatures continue to moderate with a high around 63 and more sun. I think we're dry Christmas Eve night, and then a chance of showers by Christmas afternoon, and a milder day, high 65. We should see a little break in the action Thursday before another chance of scattered showers and maybe some thunderstorms by late Friday into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville is joining the newly created caucus within Congress called the Make America Healthy Again. The caucus will focus on addressing the root cause of chronic diseases in Americans, as well as providing access to safer and more nutritional foods. Tuberville is joining Senators Roger Marshall, Rick Scott, Cynthia Loomis, and Ron Johnson as the founding members of this caucus. The new caucus is also in alignment with the Make America Healthy Again platform coming from Robert Kennedy Jr. when he joined the Donald Trump presidential campaign. Kennedy Jr. has been nominated by Trump to be the next Secretary of Health and Human Services. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
I'm Amy Beth Schaefer with Alabama Unfiltered Radio, and when I need the news and I need it fast, I turn to Andrea Tice and the Daily Detail. On my way in, it is the most convenient, best way for me to digest what's going on so that I can use it for our show. She tells you what's going on in Alabama that day first and fast. So listen to the Daily Detail with Andrea Tice. Don't miss out.
The Daily Detail is available wherever podcasts are found.
A police pursuit with a vehicle that had two people inside has now ended in the death of the passenger. Authorities say the crash occurred in Monroeville this past weekend. The 18-year-old driver was seeking to elude police when they struck an embankment and overturned. The passenger in that car was declared dead at the scene. The police vehicle was not involved in that crash in any way. A second employee at a youth detention center in Montgomery has now been arrested for sex crimes. The charges against 35-year-old LaBradford Armistad involved sexual assault of one of the juvenile inmates. The investigation was conducted by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and is ongoing. Armistad is being held without bond in the Montgomery County Jail. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A-plus Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Now, can I drop my too cool for school pose for a moment?
Yes.
Tell a Christmas story real quick.
I think it'd be a good one.
This will come out tomorrow at 1819news.com if you want to read it yourself then, but I'll go ahead. It's just a short story based on a true story, but, embellished a little bit.
Okay.
So it's a story. But I'll begin this way. The little girl kept peeking at the gifts under the tree. It was a simple tree, the very same that had made the journey from attic to living room and back again once a year for many years, its artificial evergreen branches always neatly adorned by strands of tiny lights, as well as dozens and dozens of little teddy bears, each carefully handcrafted out of leather in Grandpa's workshop off the garage. As the little girl watched the lights dance between the bears and shimmer on the wrapped gifts below, she pondered in her heart, with a joy pure and simple, how many of those treasures were meant for her. Presents, her grandpa suddenly said. Presents! Time for presents. Tradition is the youngest who's able must pass out the presents. The entire family looked at the little girl. The youngest of the bunch for a few years, she was now finally old enough to read the to and from. Though she had seen her cousins pass out the gifts many times before her, she still felt nervous, even giddy, about her new responsibility. Remember, Grandpa told the entire room, no one can open their gifts until all gifts have been passed out. Go ahead, sweetie, her mother said. The little girl almost danced and tiptoed over to the teddy bear tree. Retrieving one present at a time, she slowly read the to and from, and then delivered each gift to the correct family member. The first was from her mom to her dad, the second from her dad to her cousin, and the third was from Santa to her. The little girl's heart leapt with joy. Here, sweetie, her mother said, just stack up your gifts by the fireplace while you pass out the rest. And so it went, one at a time, as the gifts journeyed from under the teddy bear tree to each member of the family. Most had one or two gifts in their name, but the little girl stacked by the fire kept climbing higher and higher. Gift after gift, treasure after treasure from every family member, and many more from Santa too, were all addressed to her. But her work was not yet done. There were still more gifts under the tree. Are they all for me? She wondered to herself. Yet, as the little girl went to retrieve the remaining presents, someone else's name, the same name, kept showing up again and again and again, until no more gifts were left. Her work finally done, it was time to open her presents, but then the little girl noticed something she just couldn't quite keep to herself. Why does Grandma have more gifts than me? She asked innocently. The room filled with laughter. That's because today isn't just Christmas Day, Grandpa said. It's also Grandma's birthday. Grandma, you were born on Christmas? The little girl asked, turning to her grandmother in shock. That's right, her grandmother laughed. That's why my middle name is Carol. You share a birthday with Jesus? The little girl asked in amazement. We all share a birthday with Jesus, sweetie, her grandmother answered. But only those of us born on Christmastide get extra birthday gifts. Can I help you open some of your gifts, the little girl asked. Of course you can, said her grandmother. But open yours first. I can't wait to see what Santa brought you. Like I said, could I be wholesome for a second? We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
At AMS Studios this holiday season, we are giving the gift of relaxation and renewal of the mind, body, and spirit with a one-size-fits-all option. A gift certificate is perfect for even the hardest to shop for, and we have a menu with services fit for all. For the creature of comfort, we offer massage and pampering facials. For the skin-savvy, medical-grade skincare and treatments, plus so much more. Look at our holiday gift certificate specials on Facebook at AMS Studios and find us Monday through Saturday in downtown Prattville.
Help solve unsolved crimes by watching Action 8 News. Look for our exclusive I-Team reports as we work with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers to solve murder mysteries and put criminals behind bars. Victims' families are counting on you to watch Action 8 News. Ever miss an Action 8 newscast? Catching up is easy with the free Zeem app. Watch the news live on your phone or see newscasts from the past 3 days. Download Zeem. Search for Zeem in your app store today and stay on top of what's happening from Action 8 News.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
From wholesome to looking up at the TV, why is Luigi Mangione
That's Christmas sweater on
and his mannish-looking female attorney, why are they wearing matching sweaters?
It's Christmas.
It's just odd.
He wants to be home for the holidays.
And what is with giving this guy all? Why are they making this guy into this?
Why would they? Why would they want to convince the whole world that he's guilty before he's ever going to trial, Joey?
No, but like all these perp walks and like cameras everywhere.
Right.
And
why would they make him appear to be as guilty as sin before he ever steps foot in trial?
Well, because he's kind of, he shot the guy in the back
with
there. Everybody watching.
You were there. You saw the guy.
I didn't see it with my own eyes. You're right, Eddie. And you were just saying that these days you have to send certain photos off to your son. You're like, hey, is this AI?
Yeah, I do. I honestly do.
It's getting better.
It's getting really good. Some of the videos too, but
yeah, some of the videos now. AI always had that weird like psychedelic.
Yes, you could always tell something to it.
But yeah, but now it's pretty good.
They're taking a lot of that away. And in fact, AI is so strong, like in Canada, for instance, if you're going to sell real estate. In the United States, if we have a vacant house, a lot of times we'll put something in the photos to make it look like furniture's in there. I can't think of what they call it now, but staging, online staging. It's virtual staging. Now, the problem with that is a lot of times people go to houses and they're like, hey, this virtual staging, these pictures look great, but this is not the house we're in. And I'll be honest, there are times where there are tricks done with the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Canada, it's gotten so real that if you take a picture of a room that's got a brown couch in it, when I go look at that brown couch better be there or we're going to court. That's how strict they've gotten on that.
Well, that seems a little nuts, though.
Well, we're talking about Canada.
What if you moved the brown couch?
Exactly. What if that is from a year ago? You took it off the market and
Right.
put it back. There's so many variables.
Right. But I get it. You don't want augmented photos out there as
You
being
don't.
presented as real.
And hotel photos are some of the worst. They look like you got this mile-long room, and then you get in there and you can't even spread your arms across the wall.
And then it's obviously true about like food advertising, especially like fast food advertising. Like Applebee's never looks as good as
none
the
of it
commercial.
does. None of
Mickey
it
D's,
does. Mickey
Pizza
D's is one of the
Hut,
worst, yeah.
Domino. None of it is ever as good as what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because I think they do pretty unnatural
They do.
things. to that
I've
stuff.
seen a behind the scenes photo shoot one time. I think at a Burger King, and like the lettuce wasn't even real lettuce. Most of the stuff was not even real.
So what do you think of Biden commuting the sentences for 37 death row inmates? Essentially, all of them will remain life in prison, but they ain't getting out, but they're not going to be put to death.
Well, the part that worries me, I'm not crazy about it, to be very honest, but the part that worries me is, granted, we're saying they never will get out, but we also said in the past they'd never get off death row.
Well, one of them is one of the Boston bombers.
Oh, there's several
that are real pieces of crap.
One of them has
putting
killed
that mildly.
4 children.
Yeah.
4 children.
Yeah.
So only thing I can say is, when Biden gets out.
I think one of them's Dylan Roof, too. The guy who shot up the church in South Carolina.
No, I think they exclusively took him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was one of the ones that exclusively said no. But I just hurry up and get it over with.
Yeah, we have what? We're less than a month away from Trump being sworn in now.
And at this point, what, besides crap like this, what has come out of that office, good-wise?
Not much. Not much at all.
Everybody's just waiting for it to be over.
But everybody's kind of getting into position, jockeying for position. U.S. Senators Tommy Tuberville and Katie Britt, here from Alabama, both received new committee assignments.
Nice.
As the 119th Congress prepares to kick off with a Trump administration and Republican majorities in both houses. Both Tuberville and Britt were vocal in their support for President-elect Trump before the election in November. With Republicans now holding the White House and majorities in the Senate and House of Representatives, both have expressed eagerness to get to work in the new administration. Tuberville will continue to serve on the Armed Services Committee, Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry Committee, Veterans Affairs Committee, and Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. Starting in the 119th Congress, Tuberville will also serve on the Senate Committee on Aging. The Aging Committee focuses on policies that affect older Americans. So the Congress? Is that pay raise part of the Aging Committee? Sorry. Try to go back being somewhat wholesome. It also publishes educational materials to assist older adults and operates a toll-free fraud hotline to support families victimized by con artists and track national trends.
I would like to think that works really well. However, I'm on the do not call list, and I get called 100.
By the way, that happened to me.
Is that right?
I was and it was right after work. I get in the car and I put on some music I've been really liking a lot. Weird band called Ginger Root.
Okay.
Like that stuff. The bass sound is freaking awesome. I'm like, they're using a pick. I bet they're using a pick on that bass. Then I saw a live video, they're using a pick. I knew it. Anyway, I was like, you just get out of work. Yeah. Weekend's here. Gonna go home. One of my new songs been caught in my ear, caught in my head. Turn it on. All of a sudden, it's interrupted. And it's some random call. And I was just in the mood where I don't remember exactly what I said, but I yelled at the top of my lungs a lot of curse words at whoever it was.
How long ago?
To where they finally just hung up.
How long ago did they lie to us about that and say, hey, if you sign up for this do not call list, man, we'll make sure you're not on it.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. All that did.
Yeah, why does the do not call guy sound like Jim Brewer?
Because he's the same guy calling you back going, hey, gotcha, sucker. Anyway, would you like to buy some insurance? How about a little warranty action? Yeah.
So Tuberville is going to be added to the Aging Committee. And Britt recently received an appointment to the Senate Judiciary Committee, which evaluates all judicial nominations for the federal judiciary, including the Supreme Court, and has broad jurisdiction over immigration, constitutional issues, and other legislative areas. The Judiciary Committee is a big effing deal, to quote Joe Biden.
Good. Well, I like somebody like her being on that.
Very good for Senator Britt. Britt is also slated to remain on Senate Appropriations, another big deal. Banking and Rules Committee. She knows what she's doing. The Judiciary Committee is expected to hold hearings for Trump's cabinet picks, including Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel.
Kash Patel.
Oh,
I'm liking that guy, man. I'm really liking that guy.
I am proud my Republican colleagues selected me to serve on the Senate Judiciary Committee, and I am honored to have the opportunity to serve under the leadership of incoming Chairman Chuck Grassley, Britt said, who really was interested as well in Tuberville's work on the Aging Committee, given he's also Chuck Grassley.
How much crap do you
One of the
think
older
Kennedy's going to get when he's in front of everybody?
John Kennedy?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
I think he's...
Oh, no, you mean Bobby Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy. When he has to go in front of everybody.
Oh, the Judiciary Committee, yeah.
I think he's ticked off so many people on both sides. It's going to be a tough day for him. I hope to God
I think it's
he
going to be a
sees it
lot of
through.
fun.
I hope so, man. I just think I think there's some people that'd like to get a shot at him, and this is going to be their chance.
Senator Britt went on to say, I will work tirelessly to bring Alabama's conservative values to the forefront of the committee's decisions, especially when evaluating nominees for the federal judiciary and safeguarding the God-given rights and individual liberties protected by the U.S. Constitution. As an attorney, I am committed to ensuring America's judicial system is run by those who interpret the law rather than left-wing activist judges seeking to legislate from the bench. I am also looking forward to utilizing my role on the Judiciary Committee to work alongside President Trump to end the border crisis and strengthen immigration enforcement across our nation's interior. Together, we will make America safe again for hardworking families. That was a full statement put out by Senator Britt's office. So, good for both senators. I know they're both looking forward to working in a majority.
Oh, yeah.
This time around.
Especially Tuberville. He's had to put up with some crap. Dude. He's had to put up with it,
seriously. No, when he got done with that whole hold that he did.
Yeah.
And he kind of had the rug pulled out from under him by Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
He just stopped giving a damn, I think.
I'm
I think
glad.
he still cares about his constituents and all this,
But I
things he
think
thinks are right. But
to go along to get along, I think that died that day.
no, because I had him on shortly after, and I'm like, how's it going in D.C.? Just a general question. He's like, there's a bunch of Satanists up here. I'm like, okay, I think he's done with them.
I'm glad he realizes that.
Oh, man. Now, that last issue in Senator Britt's statement, immigration.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to this America Fest, where
Okay.
a lot of speechifying was going on. I have not, I've spared you the senators and all the other folks who spoke there so far. But here is the incoming border czar, Tom
Oh,
Homan.
Tom? I like this guy.
And this is him declaring war on the cartels.
Yes.
Man, now, talk about stones. Let's listen into this guy.
And I said it at the RNC and I meant it. The criminal cartels in Mexico have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. Over 250,000 young Americans have died from fentanyl poisonings. President Trump's going to hold China accountable for creating the precursors he's selling to the cartels. President Trump's going to hold Mexico accountable for not doing anything about these criminal cartels.
We're working with them.
Trump's going to designate them terrorist organizations. And we're going to wipe them off the face of the earth. Criminal cartels keep making, I got numerous death threats. Criminal cartels, you make death threats against me, bring it. Because the greatest country on the face of this earth is going to put you out of business and put you in prison. If Mexico don't do it, the United States will. President Trump will. Are you ready to secure the border?
And this has been talked about by policymakers for a long time. A long time. What do you do with this? Because it's been a problem festering for a generation now. And it's more a matter of timing. Like, do you have the right government in Mexico that'll, because you got to pick your timing.
Yeah, but
because this potentially, all this hope of taking them on could be your next big bogged down
No doubt.
thing.
However, though, when you say timing, and I get that, but you're looking for innocent people where there are not going to be any. In
True.
That. I mean, I hate saying that, but you're corrupt. So being that you're corrupt, I'm going to use you what I got to use you for, and then I'm done with you.
Or, I mean, some of it is you take the official government, you make sure they're on the same page as you, essentially give them a spine to be able to do what needs to be done. And that's a lot better than the U.S. just invading.
I agree.
A lot better. But we'll see. That's something I've talked to senators about it. I've watched plenty of policymakers talk about this over the years, dealing with the cartels and their stranglehold on the southwest border of this country and on much of Mexico and the whole, southern part of the Western Hemisphere. It's got to stop. We'll see if Homan and Trump and team are actually ready to go when it comes time for them to crack down on these cartels. And that's got to be a heck of an operation. That's not like you're going after some standing army.
Yeah,
Maybe you do the decapitation model where you're taking the heads out. I don't know.
Also, it's right out our back door. I think that's something Americans haven't seen in a long
Well, and it's not like the cartels are in every major city in this country.
But wait.
Right. Now, when they say, how are you going to deport all these millions of people? It's the wrong question. I think just dealing with the million who are cartel members, who have already been convicted of crimes, and others in the midst of committing them, that's a heck of enough lift. And it would be a beautiful one. I think it would make cities now notorious for violence, gang violence, much safer if you actually crack down on this stuff.
That gang violence, I mean, you'll see it more and more popping up weekly here. And it's not, I hate bragging, it's not local American gangs. And it's popping up in blue states and red states.
Right.
So, yeah, I hope that's will be our first priority, is get that out.
Because the way I've heard it described, I've described it myself as sort of a quiet war has been ongoing for a generation now. Yeah. Like, it hasn't been in the headlines. They're fentanyl, then the opioid prices start getting the headlines. But the actual ongoing operations, because the cartels, you think, oh, it's a criminal cartel. No, they're very sophisticated. They're essentially governments. And so you're dealing with almost these decentralized government networks of people who are, they've created a culture that is truly demonic.
Oh, yes.
Truly demonic. Where at the young ages, early teenagers are being taught to kill and kill without remorse. It's horrific, too, as the escalation between the cartels goes up and fighting over territory. The things you have to do to be the king of the hill.
Well, the amount of torture just involved and the amount of innocence losses.
Right. And so, again, this is not, they need to be very clear-eyed about it in this sense. It's not like you're going to make Mexico great again all of a sudden. That requires somebody in Mexico doing it.
Yeah.
It's very similar to like, oh, you just jump in, knock out a few bad guys, and, Iraq will be great. Libya will be great. It's like, no, it could end up being something much worse. That's why I think you need a Mexican government.
You're going to have to.
That will hold the center while you supplement them.
Because we're going to see American troops rolling downtown Mexico. And it's on our own backyard. It needs to be cleaned up. It's gone on way too long, but I'm not looking to take over another dependent. Not looking to make another, just not.
272-9228. So, actually, before Trump called for the Panama Canal, you know who called for it first?
Somebody did a while back.
Tighten things up?
I don't. I remember somebody calling for it a while back, though, back when we had some issues with Panama.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. He's been leading on issues in the Senate related to Panama, particularly China's growing influence over the canal.
There's Mason.
And the influx of ISIS migrants making their way into the U.S. through Panama's Darien Gap. In September, Tuberville questioned Vice Admiral Alvin Halsey about U.S. involvement in the Panama Canal, expressing similar views about foreign influence and the need for greater American control. Quoting Tuberville, quote, "What I've looked at and studied, probably one of the most asinine decisions, and is us fully pulling out of the Panama Canal, since 1999, making that decision in the early 80s. Just talking with people down there," Coach went on, "they're hurting economically, and when you're in that point, you're very vulnerable to Russia, China. China had their foothold until we got this president down there. I know you understand this. We need to be able to hold on to the Panama Canal because as what we're hearing, if something were to happen in the Pacific, how the hell are we going to get things to the Pacific, especially from the East Coast? If we got to go all the way down to the bottom of South America and not be able to go through the Panama Canal if China were able to block that thing off or do something, damage it or whatever.
Which wouldn't be hard.
So Tuberville, early to that issue.
It's very vulnerable. You remember this, was it this past summer? It was in spring that the ship got stuck in it and it shut it down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's incredibly vulnerable. You can do whatever you
Maybe
want.
it needs to be
from either
updated.
end. I don't know why we didn't do a double lane in to begin with, but
Elon, we don't need 38,000 men or what.
Get that boring
Just
machine.
get the boring company.
Let's get that thing to work.
And stop talking about a transatlantic tunnel and let's just build more canals.
There's a couple of those we could make, man, with his boring machine.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Tuberville is also leading on another issue. He is poised to join the upcoming Trump administration, working with the Trump administration with RFK Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tuberville wants to be kind of the lead on the whole Make America Healthy Again front.
Again, he's a coach. Why
Makes a
wouldn't he
lot
be?
of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. This is Tuberville and Senator Marshall. So they are forming a brand new MAHA caucus to focus on nutrition, access to affordable, high-quality, nutrient-dense foods, creating healthy or healthcare transparency, and addressing the root causes of chronic diseases. RFK has reportedly endorsed the creation of the new caucus and has met with Tuberville to discuss harmful chemicals in the American food industry and the importance of bringing transparency to vaccines and healthcare. Huh. And both Senators Britt and Tuberville met with RFK Jr. recently.
Yeah.
And both seem content with his stance on abortion aligning with those of Trump and have endorsed him. Because that was a big question. Well, given you're being a liberal, and he's like, well, that's not my purview in the administration. That's not what I'm focusing on at all. So here's what Tuberville had to say. He said, earlier this week, I met with RFK Jr., President Trump's nominee to lead the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Like I told him, I've heard from young people across the country who are inspired by his message to make America healthy again. During our meeting, Bobby and I had a great discussion about ways to make our food and healthcare system better. As a founding member of the Senate Make America Healthy Again caucus, I look forward to working with my friend, Senator Roger Marshall, and our colleagues to make sure our food is safe, bring transparency to vaccines and healthcare, and make America healthy again. So it seems both of our senators are primed and ready to go. To me, it's not as clear on the House side.
Why is that?
Because, for instance, I think Gary Palmer's got a lot of great ideas.
Yes,
I
he
think
does.
Barry Moore takes a lot of great stances.
Yes, he does.
I think Dale Strong, the newer congressman, I think Mike Rogers and even Robert Adderholt are kind of looking out for their, Mike Rogers, head of armed services. Right. He's going to look after his fiefdom, as much as I might disagree with that. The point is that they're part of a larger group, and how big is the majority going to be actually going into this thing? You
Very
saw how
small.
messy it was just getting them to take down the 1,500-page CR and move it to a simpler CR. That took a lot of movement.
Which don't seem like it should have.
Right. So as you're trying to get big things done heading into the early days of the Trump administration, who knows what's going to happen in the House? The Senate's just a little easier to track.
Yeah.
The idea, I believe, is that they're going to use the reconciliation budget process to move very swiftly on a lot of different issues.
Hope so.
And hopefully that comes to pass. But the highlights will be these committee hearings. And you were just saying off air to me that Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s committee hearings are going to be fiery.
They are. I mean, I just think there's people out there that want their shot at him. Let's put it that way. Or want to ask him some tough questions.
And it's going to be the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see the folks that have been there a while. I think Josh Hawley's on there as a former AG. Ted Cruz is a former litigator. What was he? It was of the United States that litigates in front of the Supreme Court. Can't remember the fancy term for it. Just, again, I'm already on vacation in my own mind. But Senator Britt will be joining that cast of characters on the Senate Judiciary Committee. John Kennedy from Louisiana on the Senate Judiciary Committee.
I loved him.
And by
Go
the way,
to Amazon and buy a spine.
I think John Kennedy got beat on the floor.
Really?
It's like a 30-minute back and forth, so I don't have time to play it. But it was, and they do this almost every year. And Kennedy usually gets his way, wins in the Senate. But in terms of the court of public opinion, I think he's losing. It was Senator Kennedy from Louisiana arguing with Senator Paul from Kentucky over flood insurance. And Senator Paul kept needling him, saying that they claim the program It's funded by insurance premiums, but it's always out of money. And so we're always having to pass supplementals to replenish these insurance funds for flooding. And a lot of these insurance policies are going to folks who own a second or third home.
Yeah. Especially in Florida.
Why are we subsidizing the rich to live on the coast and get insurance that they can't buy on the open and regular market?
I saw some of that, and he actually started dropping names of some of the celebrities.
Yes. And he's right.
He's 100% right.
Now, his point is, okay, maybe the program could run like actually at pace with the market, but it has price controls on it, it has all sorts of caps, these sorts of things, so it's always out of money. And Kennedy, being from Louisiana, is like, well, we need the flood insurance.
Well, one of the things, remember that bridge that got hit by that barge earlier this year with the Francis Scott Key Bridge?
Mm-hmm.
There was money in that budget to rebuild that bridge. Why? There was an insurance on that ship that hit that bridge. It was proven to be fault of them.
Right.
Why in the world is there 1 penny of that being in there? Because somebody's double dipping.
Oh, yeah. No, this is what I mean. Congress is a front group for a criminal organization that runs this country.
100%.
Like, stuff like that it's hair-raising. I'd say Senator Paul is one of the few very consistent hawks on all this.
I'm glad he's there, too.
And speaking of Senator Paul, I think this is how we'll pretty much close out the show today.
All right.
He's come out with his Festivus report.
Feats of strength?
Yeah, see, it starts with a GIF of, what's the dad's name in Seinfeld? Frank?
Yeah, Frank Costanza.
Yeah.
Frank.
Is it Frank?
George.
You know who I'm talking about. It's Ben Stiller's dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the GIF of him saying, I got a lot of problems with you people. Rand Paul tweeting out, it's that time of year again. Happy Festivus. I got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about
List of grievances.
It's hard to decide where to start these grievances. Every year, I think, there can't be that many more, can there? Tweets Senator Paul. But when you're surrounded by people in Congress every day, it's not a problem at all. Can you imagine deciding who you'll be mad at on any given day? It's almost impossible. So here I am, once again. I'm going to be playful, sometimes not so playful, and I'll be roasting the ruling class in Washington, D.C. Because how else will you all get into the holiday spirit? Grab your eggnog, sit down near your tree, and prepare to see some chestnuts roasted. Festivus has been a holiday tradition for me for over 10 years, and I hope you've incorporated the airing of grievances into your family holiday time together.
Good idea.
It really helps set the mood, I think, says Senator Paul. It's hard to decide where to start this year. Fauci, maybe. He may be gone, but he's not forgotten. Biden, which one? Harris? Trump? Congress? So many targets, so little attention span this morning. It might break 40 degrees here in Kentucky today, so this might all be canceled for golf. Last year, I hoped that Congress would hold Dr. Fauci accountable. Though the House tried, he's still walking around a free man. Well, he's not. He's got 2 new major problems for Christmas this year. I'm the incoming chairman of the Senate Health Committee, and I have subpoena power to force him to turn over everything he's been hiding. Even better, my good friend Robert Kennedy Jr. will be in charge of HHS and happily receive the subpoena for other documents. Do you think he might be happy to turn them over? Merry Christmas and Happy Festivus, Tony. And by the way, Tony Fauci.
Yeah.
Like, I think what we need to do in the new year, Eddie, whether we're leaning on somebody like Dr. Tankersley or some of these congressional reports, or there's a book, I think it's called Diary of a Psychosis, of Mass Psychosis, by a great libertarian podcaster writer named Tom Woods. I'm thinking about reading that, trying to get Tom on, because I don't know about you. I was no hero during the pandemic. I was very alone and lonely and didn't stand up probably the way other people did, and took a lot more slings and arrows than I ever did. So I'm not trying to pretend that way. And I was in the mentality of like, I just want this to be over. Like, I think there's a lot of BS being spilled, but I just want it to be over.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this feeling.
Been there.
And so when it was starting to finally be over, at least here in Alabama, I just wanted to forget about it. Like, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of thinking about it. I just want it to be in the rearview mirror.
Right.
But enough time has passed for me personally that I think it'll be good to remind folks exactly what they did. And this is to help bolster people like Rand Paul and others there in the Congress on exactly how bad it was during the COVID era. The amount of lies, the amount of pseudoscience passed off as public health.
The instillment of fear that they
Yes.
put into people.
And shame.
Oh, shame. There you go.
Shame and stigma
Yes,
as well.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And just always remember, when it came to the vaccines, this is Tony Fauci.
If you're vaccinated, you don't have a risk. And that's the reason why we say it's as simple as black and white. You're vaccinated, you're safe. You're unvaccinated, you're at risk. Simple as that.
I mean, I got infected about 2 weeks ago. It was my third infection, and I had been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times.
Yeah. We can't forget that. And now that you have people in government like Rand Paul and Bobby Kennedy Jr. soon to be, let's bring it. Let's remember how awful that moment was.
I'm wondering, though, and I hope it comes out, I got a feeling that a lot of people in Congress did not take the shot.
Yeah, me too.
And they just didn't, for whatever reason, it was buried as if they took it. I guarantee there's some that even promised they took it, didn't.
I'll put it to you this way. I did Pressure with Family. It's a whole story. You know the story.
Yeah.
Like, I waited and didn't want to do it. And I was finally had my arm twisted. I'm fine. Like, I'll put it this way. I have deference to family even more so than my own personal health. So I said,
Sure.
Why not? I did the Moderna. First one, I didn't feel a thing. Second one, I was out, felt really sick for a day. Then kind of got over it. You know, Friday afternoon, just kind of slept and watched TV all day Saturday. Not like you do that every weekend, Joe. Don't need to use the vaccine as an excuse for your laziness, you couch potato. But I noticed, and I didn't get another, I never did a booster. I was like, I'm done after that. Every year after that, around this time of year, was getting sick as a dog.
Is that right?
And it didn't make sense. It was like the worst cold I'd ever had. Or it felt more like a flu. It just kept coming back up, and it didn't make sense, the length of it. Like, I went to go see Lucy right after she was born, my little niece, and that whole week, I'm just sick as a dog. I'm glad my dad was driving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Well, my doctor this year finally got me on a program to essentially cleanse me of whatever the vaccine did. And I haven't gotten sick once this year.
That's good to hear.
I feel great. All things considered, I feel fantastic physically, much better than I did. And I credit kind of the wisdom of folks who were calling this out from the beginning, who are now saying, okay, if you got the vaccine or you were in the middle of it, here's what you need to do. Here's the regimen to feel better. And so I'll just say thank you to Dr. Tankersley.
Good.
Leave it at that.
I'm glad you do that.
Moving on with Rand Paul's Festivus for the rest of us. Speaking of people who got run out of town but won't entirely go away, happy Festivus to former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, writes Rand Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin spent nearly $30 million trying to defeat conservatives who voted him out last year. But he only won one race when President Trump was also against his target. Basically, he completely and utterly failed. He lost races by 27 and 30 points. Speaker McCarthy proved as bad at running campaigns as he did the House. But he's still on my TV? Why?
I wish somebody else would tell me that too.
Rand Paul goes on. I noted last year that I would be roasting the next speaker and the gang who put him in power by this Festivus. As usual, I am right. I want to be the first to congratulate former Speaker Johnson, who will be gone before D.C. gets warm again. Speaking of all the things Congress does wrong, I've published my brand new 2024 edition of the Waste Report. I was a one-man Doge before Doge, writes Senator Paul. Before Doge was a gleam in the eyes of amped-up tech executives and new media barons got behind the idea. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy they're here. I passed along 2,000 pages of waste to Elon and Vivek in the interest of curbing government waste. Now, they don't have to work too hard to find what I've already found. Here are some of my favorites from this report, soon to become yours, Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy's, and Joni Ernst. Okay, maybe not hers. I don't know who she thinks she's kidding. She voted for every spending bill since she got here. By the way, I like Rand Paul calling out. Everybody wants to be Doge's friend.
Oh, yeah. Right now they do.
Mm-hmm. But he goes on to say, there's a lot more, and I'll be back in a bit to tell you all about it. We will talk about cabinet picks, the presidential race, Biden-Harris, more waste, and more Christmas and Festivus cheer. One thing that people should know, I tell jokes here in case you weren't here for other years. I welcome Joni Ernst to Doge, along with anyone else old or new to the massive problems our spending and debt are causing. Exactly, you got to be. This is the good side of being a statesman. Okay, you don't even have to admit you're wrong. Just let's do the right things together.
Here's your chance.
Unless you're Tony Fauci.
He's going to some teaching gig.
So let's hit a break.
All right.
And we have more of Rand Paul's Festivus rant, which is just a heck of a rant in general, right after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm at Santa's workshop speaking with an elf.
Ho, 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 man.
I guess the pay scale for you elves is pretty good.
We do okay.
And I'll bet you've got a top-notch money man watching after your dough.
Me and all my little elf buddies use David Ernest.
I understand he's the most beloved money man in the Southeast.
Or just about anywhere, man.
And you can call him toll-free at 833-596-7233.
That's right, man. And those last 4 digits spell out the word SAFE, which is what your money can be if you call David E.
And I see you are busy making some toys. Have you ever had another job here at the North Pole?
I used to work in bookkeeping, handling the money, you know, but I got fired.
Why did you get fired?
I kept coming up short, man.
You know you're going to get a lump of coal in your stocking, right?
Oh, I got your lump of coal right here, man.
Ho, ho, ho!
Hello, this is David Ernest with Ernest Financial. And just like Ernest Financial makes lots of money for our clients, Blue Water has helped us make lots of money for our company. You cannot go wrong with advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, in stock specials on waterproof luxury vinyl plank and engineered hardwood flooring at blowout sale prices. H&H Carpet, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Well, hi, everybody. Our temperatures are starting to turn around, and that's certainly good news as we go through Christmas week. I think even the nights will be more reasonable with mostly clear skies tonight, overnight low temperature down to about 36. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Temperatures continue to moderate with a high around 63 and more sun. I think we're dry Christmas Eve night and then a chance of showers by Christmas afternoon and a milder day, high 65. We should see a little break in the action Thursday before another chance of scattered showers and maybe some thunderstorms by late Friday into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Wet Bobo with Capital Tractor. Get a Kubota RTV with a $2,000 instant rebate or 0% APR. Up to 48 months with approved credit. Get a Kubota now through December 31st, 2024. See Capital Tractor Montgomery and Brundage or KubotaUSA.com for details.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, I actually have Rand Paul's list. It's a 41-page list of stupid spending. It includes items like the Department of the Interior spending $12 million on Las Vegas pickleball, on a Las Vegas pickleball complex.
Was it a bet? I mean, good Lord.
And the State Department giving away $4.8 million to Ukrainian influencers.
Yeah, the Tiki Talks.
Or take this item. The Department of Health and Human Services awarded a $2 million grant to study kids looking at Facebook ads about food. But it gets dumber. How about the National Endowment for the Arts spending $365,000 to promote circuses in city parks? The Department of State spent $3 million for girl-centered climate action in Brazil. And the Department of State allocated $32,000 for breakdancing.
Okay, here's the thing.
Really?
Those departments right there, obviously you're not needed. You're just not needed. So instead of going and investigating why, just get rid of everybody and be done with it. Clean break.
And there's much more to this. For instance, the report detailed that through the National Endowment for Democracy, a private foundation bankrolled by the State Department, and the Global Engagement Center, $330,000 of your money was handed over to the Global Disinformation Index. It's bad enough the U.S. government is wasting your money, but now they're using it to undermine your freedom with the help of GDI, a British organization no less. With your tax dollars, GDI cooked up a so-called disinformation index to blacklist conservative and non-liberal media outlets, effectively making it tougher for them to secure advertising and compete in the marketplace of ideas. The report continued. These lists were then handed off to Xandr, an advertising firm owned by Microsoft. Xandr and other companies took the bait and refused to place ads on websites that GDI slapped with the quote-unquote risky label. So taxpayers footed the bill for an attack on free speech. Among the 10 riskiest outlets identified by GDI are the New York Post, American Spectator, Newsmax, the American Conservative, The Blaze, One America News, The Daily Wire, Reason, Real Clear Politics, and The Federalist. So anybody who believes in smaller government in some form or fashion. Wow.
Yep.
Their crime, the report asked, not towing the line of the particular political narrative. Meanwhile, left-leaning outlets like the New York Times, HuffPost, NPR, and BuzzFeed were conveniently labeled as less risky.
Of course they are.
That's nuts.
Where were we at on there?
But affronts to free speech were not the only threats to liberty that were taxpayer-funded. We're not even on the radar.
Did it even make the list?
The report found that the National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Diseases and U.S. Department of Agriculture spent $2.24 million on COVID experiments, and also that Congress spent $15 million to turn the IRS into an unconstitutional force to prepare, file, and audit your hard-earned money.
Yep.
This federal government is not only wasting our money, it's being weaponized against us at our expense. Adding it up, Paul's 2024 report highlights a little over, let's see here, that's a lot of zeros.
A lot of zeros on there,
Is that
brother?
a trillion? Over $1 trillion of waste that could be cut immediately without a second thought. Paul says in the report, as always, taking the path to fiscal responsibility is often a lonely journey, but I've been fighting government waste like Doge before Doge was cool.
Well, hopefully now we have some other people on that team. Like I said, he's done a lot of the work.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some low-hanging fruit right there.
No, I think both our senators would be on board with something like this, too.
I would think
At least
so.
they've said as much.
Yeah, I would think so.
We'll see. Hey, could you call up our friends over there at that one place? Just seeing if Rand has any more digs, any more interesting takes on what is being wasted. What, the feds spent how much torturing cats? Torturing cats?
Get paid for that?
What the heck is that? Spent millions of dollars on experiments torturing cats. According to the report, the Department of Defense spent $10,851,439 on what it described as an Orwellian cat experiment. The experiment was completed under the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, the University of Pittsburgh. The experiment involved slicing the back of male cats, exposing. Okay, I don't even. What?
Why are we researching that?
Festivus.
What?
That's just crazy.
That's nuts.
They're also subject to electric shocks and all. $10 million to essentially torture cats. Okay, great. Goodness gracious. Do we have Ray back?
Yeah.
Ray Bowles from Prattville
That's
Carpet.
right.
Hey, Ray, how are you doing?
Really good. Bye, y'all.
All right, see you, man.
Later, dude.
No, y'all. That was another customer. Had two customers in the store. Both had a water damage right before Christmas.
Oh, ain't never good.
Yeah. And both of them, I said, man, I'm so sorry. And everybody said, you're a liar. You ain't sorry because I'm in here by Florida. I said, well, yeah, man, I'm not quite as sorry as you are. I might be a little bit more grateful for the fact that you had a water damage and I'm in here replacing the floors for the second time.
Wow, man.
So, man, I'm glad to be back. I tell you what, I used to say Oregon was the prettiest state in the country.
Yeah.
And then I went to Colorado.
Oh, Colorado's got it beat, buddy.
No, I still think Oregon.
Really?
Oh, I love Oregon. The West Coast with the rocks sticking out of the water and the green trees and all the green grass that you can buy. Well, you can buy that in Oklahoma too. Right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean in Colorado.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then we did get to have a Mohawk put on a gambling night one night, and I'm not a gambler. I'm just never have been, never will be. I don't understand it.
Yep.
But Sailor was with us. So she was with it, and I said, now you can tell all your friends that we took you to pot country and taught you how to gamble. What cool parents are we? We are the coolest
Parents of the year there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, baby.
But I got to say, I do enjoy gambling when it's not my money and it's not real money. Then it's like, you know what? Yay, we lost. Let's go do something else. I just don't. I'll never understand the thrill of gambling. We all work too hard for our money. I already have the government trying to take it from me. Why am I going to give it to somebody else?
Right. Right.
Yeah. But hey, we are going to be open tomorrow until about noon. If you need to come by, pick out floors, you need something done right after Christmas or an emergency like we have going on right now, or if you just want to make plans on building a house, we'll be here half a day tomorrow and then back to work Thursday and Friday.
Beautiful. And if folks want to call you up, it's still 285-8117?
It is 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that free measurement. Chad's out, David's out, and Bart's all out measuring right now.
Good deal.
Yeah, it sounded like they were having a lot of fun while you were away.
Sure did, man.
Oh, yeah. But I can guarantee nowhere near as much fun as me.
Well, Merry Christmas, Ray.
Merry Christmas, Ray.
Guys, have a great day.
You too.
Thank you, buddy. See you, man.
So, what did we learn today? Well, Rand Paul goes on his Festivus roasting. Quick, who has the higher average age, the Senate or the top touring musical acts of 2024? They have Jagger, Richards, Springsteen, and Dylan, but we have Grassley. It's a tough call.
I was going to say I still bet the Senate.
Speaking of my friend Chuck Grassley, has anyone considered an age limit for posting on X? Chuck, no one even knows what the History Channel is anymore. You can settle down. The other Chuck, Schumer, was trying to joke with me the other day that my amendment to fix Social Security only got 3 votes. Well, Chuck, that's 3 more people who won't be sad when you're no longer the leader in January. We are also seeing the end of an era, the new Republican majority for the first time in nearly a century, not led by Mitch McConnell. I don't want to tell Mitch it's time to retire, but his best job offer so far is a reboot of Tales from the Crypt.
Ooh. Nailed it.
I like it when Rand Paul takes the gloves off every year. Well, we'll see. I'm glad the holidays are here. I'm glad to take a few days off.
Can you believe it's already Christmas?
I know. It's taken forever since the election day, like I've been saying.
That part has, but I mean, I'm literally blinking and it's Christmas. This year has gone by.
Sure.
Yeah.
But less than a month before Trump is sworn in.
That's
so
right.
Who knows? Maybe something will happen over the Christmas holidays. Maybe something will happen as we head into the new year.
Something's going to happen over the Christmas holidays.
Probably. Maybe something with the drones still. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows, man? Get your bingo cards out.
By the way, Napolitano was a victim of one of those drones. By victim, I mean it like flew right over his property, kind of hovered and looked at him. When he went to look at it outside, it floated off.
So he had a drone fly over his house?
Yeah, essentially.
My neighbors are victims of that.
Yeah, well, right. Right. Did you see the one photo going around? It's a drone, and if you zoom in, it's that huge dude sitting on the side of the bed.
Yes. Yes, I have seen it.
The internet.
It
always wins.
Always wins. Buddy.
Always wins. There's no fighting it, folks. Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Budell. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Victims' families and others affected by crimes that resulted in federal death row convictions are sharing a range of emotions from relief to anger after President Biden commuted dozens of the sentences. Biden announcing he would convert the sentences of 37 federal death row inmates to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The inmates include people who were convicted of killing police, military officers, and federal prisoners and guards. Lava bubbling through the crust of one of the world's most active volcanoes, which is Kilauea on Hawaii's Big Island. The Hawaii Volcano Observatory reports the eruption beginning Monday was confined to the volcano's summit caldera in a remote closed area of the Volcano National Park located in Hawaii. This is SRN News.